I won't bless that guy, that son of a
that son of a that poor son, that poor son, that
son of a bitch.
Hey Ben, you ever seen the monkey that hides from gay people?
No.
Got him. Trick in the buck.
I see.
You never heard that bit?
No.
You never heard like that joke?
No, I've never heard that.
Yeah, because the original version is like, have you heard of the clown that hides for gay people? And the whole idea is you tell that to a young boy, and he's like, he hears the word gay, and he's like, I don't want them to think I'm gay, so he rushes to say no, and not realizing that he only hides from gay people.
I mean, he wouldn't, but he's telling the truth because he wouldn't have seen him because there is no such clown.
Well, he's probably gay then.
Oh. Yeah, because if you haven't seen him, most likely you're just gay. Cause
I haven't seen him.
Exactly, I haven't seen him either, to be honest.
What if you're bi?
I've been looking.
What if you're bi? Does he sort of?
You see like half.
He's like,
you see like
yeah,
half
around the corner.
like
You can see half of him.
He's like bleeding out on the ground because he got split in half.
Oh no!
He's screaming.
He got Harry Potter teleportation fucked up, split in half.
Yeah.
He got bisected.
He tried to transition. He tried to transition using Harry Potter magic, but it triggered the kill. The slice switch.
Yeah, Rowling built a kill safeguard into her spells.
And if anyone tries to transition genderly using Harry Potter magic, it'll activate the kill switch.
Kills them instantly. Yeah.
Kills them instantly.
Please shut
all the
fuck up.
All the ones are transphobic. So if you're a different gender than when the ones chose you, it just blows up in your face.
You know, it never says. It never says it in the books, but actually, witches actually have wands that are like shaped like vaginas. They are like, and whereas only male wizards use the dick-shaped wands that are long and phallic. It never says otherwise. You can't prove that it doesn't
Shaped
say
like
in the book.
Well, like a police badge, like they hold it up, little like the vagina-shaped wooden thing.
I
guess, yeah, sure.
Or maybe it's like a reverse,
like a Jackie Chan Adventures talisman.
Yeah, it's a talisman. Yes.
It never says. Well, show me where in the books it says that Hermione's wand is long and stick-like. It doesn't. It never says. Just like it never says that she isn't. It never says that she's white, except for that one time. But it doesn't. It mostly doesn't. So
it never says Harry Potter's white either.
That's right. Except for probably a bunch of times.
It never says Voldemort.
Describes him as pale.
It never says Voldemort's white.
No.
He could be a pale black man.
Voldemort, Harry Potter was pretty problematic. He canceled that BIPOC villain, BIPOC dictator, eugenicist.
They canceled. They tried to kill that one guy who was trying to prevent the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Because preventing the Holocaust is just as evil.
Johnny Depp is Johnny Depp white?
Yeah, he's white. He just LARPs as British.
He's so tan. He's so tan, though.
Yeah, that's how he gets you. If you ever seen
the
original, you ever seen the original Nightmare on Elm Street? He's like pale there in that movie.
Johnny Depp was in the original Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah. He is. He fucking.
No, I've never seen.
He played the Elm.
Yeah. He played and I only know this because my partner is a huge Freddy Krueger nut. But he's the guy who do you remember the death where like a guy gets like sucked into a bed and then a blood geyser shoots out from the bed?
I have seen that, yeah.
Yeah, that's Johnny Depp stuff.
What? Really? Wow.
Yeah, really. Then he comes back for the 6th film for like a quick joke where a guy is like watching TV and then Johnny Depp shows up as his character from the first movie and they're doing a whole bit about like, this is your brain on drugs, and then like Freddy hits his face with a frying pan. It's like, that's your brain. I don't know what drugs you're on.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I know my Freddy Krueger lore, not by choice. I just live with someone who's always talking about it.
I see. I've never seen I've never watched an entire Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, you should. It's kind of like your life story.
Oh, really?
Oh, it happens when you're awake.
The life of Freddy Krueger. Are you saying that I'm Freddy?
Yeah, you're Freddy. You
Cool.
You got burned alive, but you came back. To take revenge on the
that
You got
sounds
burned on Twitter alive, and you came back.
You got
sounds like
ratioed
me.
on Twitter.
It's pretty much the same, yeah.
You gave him a heart attack, and then Dream Demon showed up and said, "Ben Say, you're the angriest man on Twitter. We're gonna bring you back. And if you ratio someone on Twitter, they die in real life."
That tracks with my experience, yeah. I've got my friggin' microphone is in a weird position because I am in a new house now, and my freaking microphone stand does not stick to my desk because it just doesn't have the lip on it for it to clamp onto. So I had to put my mic, clamp it onto my side table, and move my side table next to my desk, and now it's kind of awkwardly sort of sticking up over the side of the table and leaning over in front of me, and I have to sort of turn two different ways to speak into the mic versus not speak into the... To look at my screen, I have to look this way, and then to speak into the mic, I have to turn this way.
Oh, I hear
And
it.
it's bugging me.
I-
It's bugging
like-
me, yeah.
It's like I'm there.
I'm
You hear the
there,
difference,
like
perhaps.
crouching with
Yeah.
my ear pressed up against your mouth.
This is
Hearing
a 4D,
everything.
This is a 4D podcast.
Smell-o-vision.
You can smell Ben Saint.
You can smell Ben Saint through
Just-
the microphone if you
just-
lean in real close.
Just rub your screen that you're listening to on a phone or a desktop, and you can smell Ben Saint. You can the putrid air coming out. of your
I'm
screen.
breathing
No.
directly into your ear.
No,
Okay,
Ben.
stop.
We gotta make sure Ben stops
That's it.
breathing.
Can you smell last night's pepperoni?
For every $5 you send to Trixie's Patreon, Ben will breathe 1 second less. So let's crank up them numbers, boys. Let's go.
It's a red letter week for me. I moved to a new house that isn't a disgusting hole. I live in a real room now.
Nice.
And I feel great. And also Trixie is dead and I killed her.
She retired. Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
dead. Jim.
Ben Saint has taken another trans woman's job. Excellent.
I mean, job. I mean,
job.
quote unquote job.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Most retirements imply you have like enough money to live comfortably for a
Most
couple of years.
retirements. Usually a retirement is from something.
Right? Yeah.
Somebody posted. Oh, somebody posted on Twitter. Just a GIF of Seinfeld where Kramer says like, "I'm retiring," and Jerry says, "From what?" Yeah.
Got him. And
That was good.
And then Kramer says like, "You know what? Fuck you, Jerry. Okay."
You know what, Jerry? Fuck you. I'm BIPOC, and you can't talk to me that way.
I was trying to quote that there's this one like edited there's like this one audio where it's like the clip from SpongeBob where Squidward is like taking some guy's order and he's like being sarcastic the whole time. And then someone like adds audio of the fish guy saying like, "You know what? Fuck you, Squidward." And then he goes on like a 2-minute like Mr. Enter style like rant of like Squidward isn't nice and like SpongeBob is, and there was like so many people saying like, "Oh my god, this is so like funny," and I'm thinking like, no, this sucks. This is fucking cringe.
I could imagine it being funny. I mean, was it supposed to be sincere? Like a sincere like takedown of the character of Squidward? Like, nobody talks about this, but actually Squidward is he's a very mean guy actually.
I think that's
he's actually
in the
a pretty
text, though, that
unpleasant
he's a mean
individual
guy.
when you think about it.
No one. I don't think I've seen anyone really point this out, but Squidward not a good person. Not a good. I can see why he's not preferred among the townspeople in Bikini Bottom.
Actually, when you think about it, Mr. Burns actually is a pretty bad dude. He actually does bad things with his money. He actually does not help the people of Springfield very much.
Very morally questionable.
He's very he's morally complex. He's gray. He's morally gray. He's complicated. So we stan.
I hate that freaking audio. I would, because I know Squidward would just interrupt him saying like, all right, man, shut the fuck up, bro. I don't care.
I think I listened to a bit of it.
I don't care.
And it was just sort of like, I don't know. Like,
would you like some wine with that cheese on that Krabby Patty?
Yeah, it's like giving a platform to this fish but like he's just the bit goes on too long. Like we
you
get
know-
it. That was rude, sir.
I mean, I was
Like he doesn't
imagining that
need
it
to
was-
go on like a Family Guy bit about it.
Yes, oh my god, yeah, I was gonna compare it to that one speech Quagmire gives to Brian.
That's what I was thinking. Is it like that? Because that's genuine.
That
I was thinking, yeah.
That speech is also very, like, it doesn't really, like... I think they were trying to illustrate that, like, even someone as bad as Quagmire doesn't like Brian. But it's like, Quagmire's like a rapist and implied to have an incest.
Sometimes he is.
Yeah,
Sometimes
so it's like...
he is, yeah.
You know, sometimes it's okay when a rapist lectures you guys. Sometimes it's okay.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I mean, I think they did that because I think there probably was a lot of the audience that didn't get that they were going for that, for like a douchebag with Brian. And I mean, I guess it's sort of their fault for not making it clear enough before. It's their fault that they felt the need to clarify. Like, you're actually not really supposed to agree with Brian about stuff all the time. Except sometimes you definitely are, though. So,
you know, I just realized now that Seth MacFarlane has played 2 different animal characters that are like pure white.
Is the other one the bear?
No, he doesn't play the bear. Well, does he? Yeah, he might.
Yeah, he's
all 3 of the Wee Bear Bears.
Wait, he plays oh my god! Oh, I just fucking realized another character that's like pure white that he plays. So he plays Brian, who's white, and then he plays like the rat from the animated movie Sing, who's also like pure white.
I don't know that one.
Oh, you should look up Rat from Sing. Seth MacFarlane Rat from Sing, and he's like pure.
Sing?
Sing is an animated movie about like singing animals in a contest.
I've never
Yeah,
seen that, but it sort of looked.
Oh,
like,
yes.
What was the other thing? Like the pets thing? It was just like
The Secret Life of Pets.
Secret Life of Pets. I thought I got
he
those
wasn't in
mixed
that.
up.
He wasn't in that one. They came out the same year, I think. Both of those movies.
The Secret Life of Pets.
So that's 2 characters, but the secret third white character that Seth MacFarlane plays is he plays
himself.
I forget the name. I forget the name of the character.
He's a white cartoon character. Muppet.
He's in Hellboy 2, and he plays that one German ghost guy who's in the scuba diver suit, who's like a pure white ghost.
Really?
Yeah,
Seth
like something Kraus. Yeah.
Hellboy.
Seth MacFarlane Hellboy 2. Did you not know Ron Perlman played Hellboy?
I forgot, but now that I think about it, that makes perfect sense. Man, I'm looking at this Doug Jones guy is a really weird looking dude. I guess that's why they picked him to play a fucked up fish.
Oh, he only plays like characters that are like coated in like 3 layers of special effects makeup. That's like his gimmick.
He's weird looking in real life.
He has he's also super skinny, so like he's perfect for those roles because he could just keep stacking shit on his face, and it won't look like his head is like massive with all that stuff on. It still looks kind of like normal human proportions. And
yeah, cool.
I met him. I met him in real life actually. I met him in real life? Yeah, I met him at Comic-Con. He hugged me.
Oh, wow.
And I had a shirt that said "I'm a huge asshole." I was wearing that to Comic-Con, and he saw that shirt and he told me that like after he hugged me, he's like, "You gotta promise you gotta stop being a huge asshole." And I'm like, "All right, I will." I've been breaking that promise a lot recently, actually. So,
I see the. I mean, you can't really see his face at all. This diver guy.
No, he's like a phantom something. They never
mist. There's like a mist inside of his helmet, and that's him, I guess.
Yeah, in the comic, he like accidentally becomes mist because he was doing a seance at the wrong time.
Hate it when I do a seance at the wrong time and become mist. that face.
No, unironic.
POV, you did your seance wrong, and now you're mist.
Yeah, he fucking.
Dearly missed.
I think in the comic, it's like a 3-page origin story. Basically, he's doing a seance. Meanwhile, the other side of the earth, the Chinese are doing like supernatural experiments at the same time, and this just kind of like is a string of bad events, and he just instantly gets ghost-defied, Danny Phantom style. And he's like, oh fuck, I'm a Mist Ghost. I gotta live in this scuba diving suit or
I
I'll
just
die.
found this on Google Images, so I guess I might as well post
Oh
it.
my god.
I don't know. Hey, it's a reference. Hey,
Oh
it's a
my God.
reference that I get.
This is so. I was about to say this feels so 2008, and then I look, I'm like,
Yeah,
yep,
but I
there
think
it
it's
is.
but I think it's
2008.
self-aware. But it's self-aware. So I mean, it's drawn in. I think it's deliberately a penny arcade sort of looking or CAD looking thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it would be that era where all the penny arcade ripoffs.
That's
were
like the time Peter Griffin was the
competing.
stunt double in the first Hellboy.
action. Oh my god. This is awful. Hello, I'm Hellboy.
You remember that part in Sonichu where they do a cutaway gag to Peter Griffin joining the Ghostbusters? Not like the Egon and Venkman Ghostbusters, but the other Ghostbusters.
You talking about the one that had the gorilla?
Yes.
Yeah. The one that predates the Ghostbusters that everyone actually likes.
Yeah, well, it predates the cartoon. I'm not sure if it predates the movie.
It does predate the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I've never seen it. I just am aware of it.
Yeah, they made that cartoon, and then when they were trying to make their own Ghostbusters cartoon based on the Bill Murray movie, they couldn't call it the Ghostbusters, so as kind of like a dig.
They called it the real
Kinda
Ghostbusters,
like the shit,
right?
Yeah, the shit on the original.
Fuck
That's
those
awesome. I think
guys.
more things should do that. I think they should reboot Steven Universe and call it the real Steven Universe.
no, this is somebody else. Just somebody else makes a completely unrelated show and calls it the real Steven Universe. And it's just about like a guy living in LA or something.
It's like a white guy.
Yeah.
It's like a white straight guy. He only hangs out with hetero people.
That's the gimmick.
That's the gimmick. It's like, what if Steve Universe was straight, and then all these like,
What if he was on the straight and narrow and he never met anyone
Universe
queer?
Was straight. It's the plot of the real Steven Universe.
what if Steven Universe was heterosexual
I can't.
instead of all this gay baby shit he used to do? It takes place actually after Steven Universe Future. Like Steven goes on his little road trip, comes out straight from doing that.
straight, starts a business.
What if
Yeah.
Lars comes back? Lars comes back from his space odyssey, and he's wow. The space radiation turned me straight, Steven. What do I do?
Lars comes back and he's like, I'm transphobic now, Steven. And Steven's like, yeah, me too, actually.
God.
It's an awesome idea for a cartoon. 10 out of 10.
Ugh. My new
Um,
housemates are gonna hear me screeching and cackling and think that I'm a freak. I
They're
can't.
gonna think,
The
like,
first
let them
thing you
know.
do when you get in is just laugh to yourself really loud.
I can't.
they-
They're gonna think this
They're
guy
gonna be like-
laughs. This guy is entertained. What a pervert.
they're all like, wait a minute, I recognize that voice. And they check.
Wait a minute, is that
Oh,
Ben
they
Saint from
check
the
it all-
Pro Crastinators podcast? I love Ben Saint Vapors. I love Slime and Punishment. Oh my god.
Oh, that Ben Saint, he was my least favorite member of the podcast. Oh, fuck, he lives in my house.
Wait, Ben Saint, the guy who ruined the PCP by shoving his lefty politics
His
into everything?
left-
I fucking hate that guy. Oh, I'm gonna post on Kiwi Farms about this. I'm gonna find his address. We gotta kill him.
Uh-oh,
wait,
where's it
never
gone?
mind. Wait, where's Kiwi Farm? Wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
No, you can't let him win.
Did you hear? I know yesterday it was that they got like some sort of server in Russia now, but even that got taken down apparently.
I saw
Lol.
Yeah, today. No, I think I saw today or yesterday that like now when you load it up, it's like due to an imminent threat to human life, Cloudflare is no longer hosting this fucking. Yeah, blocked. What happened? Due to an imminent and emergency threat to human life, the content of the site is blocked from being accessed through Cloudflare's infrastructure. So
Interesting.
and then there's
Very
links to a
interesting.
blog post directly from Kiwi Farms, or no, from Cloudflare, not from Kiwi Farms.
Oh yeah, they dropped the whole article about it.
Yeah. Wow.
And,
Okay. So that's serious. That's serious business.
I saw that whole tweet about. Oh wait, hold up. Give me one moment.
Eleazar, I'm sorry to keep changing my volume. I just have to keep moving my head left and right to speak into the microphone versus look at a screen. I got to get my screen time.
Go back to recording.
I'm very hungover, by the way.
Oh.
I'm a little bit hungover, yeah. I didn't drink that much. I just didn't hydrate. I didn't drink any water before I went to bed, and and I ate pepperoni
That's not
pizza.
good.
Yeah, so the dehydration is what's killing me right now.
That's like the perfect recipe for acid reflux.
Oh, it was so good, though. Oh, it was so good. It was worth it. I would do it again.
I love to sin.
Ben, how...
let me sin.
I love sin. I love crime. I hate the cops. I love to engage in antisocial behavior.
Ben, how
What?
did the filming go?
Oh, did I not talk about that last week? Did I do that?
Well, you were about to do it.
Oh my god!
But we were
That's
doing
right.
the thing, and
That's
so
right.
in the week since you have done it, I
God,
hear.
so much shit happened this week. Wow, I can't believe it's all the same week. Wow. Oh man, I'm overwhelmed. I can't see. The light. I'm over. I can't. It's blinded. You know, there are some weeks.
Being overwhelmed.
There are some decades where nothing happens, and there are some weeks where decades happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotcha.
This was yeah. Well, I filmed the thing, and I'll just tell. I told you already, but I have 14 hours of footage, which I will have to cut down. I expect it will cut down into maybe something like 8 to 10 hours, perhaps. I think it came out okay. I part of me wants to. I haven't started editing it. Part of me thinks that I might start editing it and decide it's bad and I should just do it again. There's a non-zero chance that I will just simply do it again, because my speech is annoying. I feel like I said too much. And
You just gotta cut that out.
I will try
jump
my
cut.
I will try my best to cut that out. Sometimes I do it in the middle of a sentence, though, in a way that is hard to cut around. So
Make it a drinking game.
I'm gonna start editing, and maybe I'll edit like an hour of it, and then I'll watch that back. And if the hour like sucks, I might just be like, okay, that was just my first take. That was just practice run. Let me just do it for real. But I don't know. It might be okay. I'll have to see. But yeah, I spent 2 days. I woke up, yeah, right after the PCP last week. I set up the shot, and it took me quite a long time to get the shot set up. I didn't actually start recording until like 2 p.m. or something. So yeah, I didn't start recording for several hours because I had to set it all up. And then I went all day until the sun was down and it was dark. So I did not get to keep sunlight. It was okay. The shot was bright enough with the spotlight, even when the sun went down and it was dark. The only difference is that when the sun was down, the shadow behind me got really deep. So you can see the shot stays lit, but the shadow behind me gets darker and darker as the sun goes down because of the secondary lighting went away. And then I woke up early the next day, and then I started in the morning, and then I just went all day. And then the sun went down again. So you can see the sun rise and set twice during this 14 hours that I was recording. And
It's really epic.
yeah, I think so. I hope it turns out good. It's gonna take me a while to cut it all down. But
Oh my God. Is the whole thing actually going to be 8 hours?
I expect, yeah, if I would expect it will cut down to something like 8 to 10 hours. Yeah.
Oh man, we're gonna sound like a bunch of hypocrites and we start shitting on Uniquenameosaurus later on this podcast.
Man, fuck Uniquenameosaurus. I fucking hate him. He's not merely an NFT shill. He's a fucking douchebag. He's a fucking twat.
He's a fucking idiot, and he's a little pussy bitch.
Little pussy bitch,
little
little coward, suicide baiting, bitch man.
Yeah, I haven't like followed that. I've seen bits of it, and I was like, "Oh, an 8-hour video." Well, I mean, I don't care. It's whatever.
I
I
refuse
do
to
know
watch it.
about that artist
I'm
because
glad-
I followed them and I liked their art, and then they started doing NFTs. I was like, "Okay, fuck it," and then I unfollowed, and that was the end of my interaction.
I had never seen that artist before.
They just made like cute little
They
moving
did
gifs
memes.
with big booby anime girls, and I was like, "That's cute."
who could say no to that?
It's so I think I guess to kind of help people who don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a guy called Uniquenameosaurus, and
I had seen
he's a
him
YouTuber.
in the context
Yeah.
of his pro piracy video. He made an anime video about how piracy is good and you should pirate anime, which was cool, and I liked it. It was years ago.
Yeah, and that's usually how that starts, right? They make a video earlier on in their career that's super cool, and then later, like, their more shittier takes start. I said that's how it starts. Like, they have, like, these epic and base takes with their early videos, and then later, like, their kind of shittier takes start surfacing.
Are you just talking about YouTubers in general?
Yeah, just YouTubers in general.
Yeah.
Or people I hate, you know?
People I hate. Yeah.
People I hate, this is
the
usually how
type.
it starts.
Yeah, they have
like,
one good take, and then they wait, and they get your guard down, and then they hit you. And then they hit you with their real opinion.
Right, and
The one that's hard to swallow.
After that, his, like, worser take was abolishing copyright, which I, like, technically agree, but I don't think it would work in today's society.
I'm not. I don't know. I haven't seen that video. I think
well,
I like it. I think I'm generally pro abolish copyright.
I haven't seen the video in a while, but I do remember some key moments.
I feel like copyright copyright law mostly punishes the little guy in favor of the big guy at this point in time.
He kind of frames it as the, like, if a corporation fails to deliver on something, then people should just use the copyright.
The free market should
it's like like the free, like a ultimate free market argument.
I'm pro market when it comes to, like, things of no real consequence, like fucking IPs and shows and whatever. Sounds fine.
Yeah, but he gave this one example that would never happen in, like, it would never happen, like, now or in the next. I don't even think it will happen in the next 50 years. I think we'll probably be dead when this example could be fully applied in real life. But he said that, like, imagine, if you will, Disney makes bad Star Wars movies. Just imagine that.
Sorry, this is straining my suspension of disbelief a little bit.
Okay, let's say this. Okay, let's just say you live in a world where they make bad Star Wars movie, and also copyright is abolished. Now, like, nothing is literally stopping, like, a group of people going on Kickstarter saying, like, we're gonna kickstart the good Star Wars movie. Just give us this money, and we're gonna compete. We're gonna
make
the same level.
We're gonna make The Last Jedi, or no? What's the good one? What's the Rian Johnson one?
Yeah, The Last Jedi.
Is that The Last Jedi? We're gonna remake The Last Jedi, but we're not gonna have Luke be such a pussy. He's gonna be he's definitely not gonna think about killing what's his name? Adam Driver. He's gonna be
Rey is definitely gonna have a connection to someone from previously in the series. Like, she's not gonna be a complete stranger that came out of nowhere, because that's weird. That's just, oh man, that's too different. It
doesn't make any sense.
I can't take it.
Then why would she be special if she wasn't Palpatine's granddaughter? Like, I'm sorry,
why
it
would
doesn't
she
make
be
any
special
sense.
if she has a vagina? That doesn't make any sense.
That's an argument for
lightsabers in the shape of a penis. It
never says in the movies, but the female Jedi all have vagina-shaped lightsabers. Obviously.
So he's arguing that with no copyright, like, just the little man, just indie people could create, like, a movie at the same level of, like, The Last Jedi to compete against, like.
If there was no copyright law that was actionable to stop other people making Star Wars movies, then, I mean, how would corporations couldn't do anything?
I think if you think of, like, what it would be like, it's like, oh, you go to the theater and there's multiple different films called Star Wars that are made by different studios, and they're just playing at the same time. Both of the films are going to suffer because people have to choose one or the other. They're probably not going to watch both.
I think.
So it's the same as, like, somebody releasing a game, and a similar kind of game with more marketing behind it is released, like, around the same time. First game is just going to suffer for being similar to the other one. Yeah. So you'd want to spread it out. And I don't know. I don't think they would make a lot of money, but they wouldn't get in legal trouble, I suppose.
In practice, I think the one with more funding would tend to succeed. Sometimes maybe a corporation would fuck up and make a shitty movie, and somebody else would make a good one, and then there might be a win there.
A Kickstarter would never, like, not in a fucking million years, be able to crank up as much money as like a Star Wars movie ever. And then even if they get enough to make like a decent movie, like the people are going to be like, Disney also has like ad money. They could probably even like do smear campaigns against the smaller movie.
Yeah,
a lot could be fucking done to like prevent these like smaller ones, and to even get to the first place now, like, oh, there's no copyright laws. Like, corporations would never fucking let that happen. And like, I can't remember in the video if he says that he's only applying this to like media and entertainment, but to abolish copyright, like, it's not just like entertainment that has copyright. Like, everything has a copyright. So you would like alter all of society by abolishing copyright.
Yeah,
it's not as simple as like medicine.
I think the real thing is that the copyright protects ideas for the end result of being able to profit off of them. So like, instead of trying to end copyright, just end the money thing, end the incentive to have like legal copyright of a thing, so that you can just make whatever you want. And you don't have to worry about making ends meet with it. Obviously, huge productions would still cost money. But like, I don't know. Capitalism's behind it all.
Hey-o.
Oh, man. Oh, God. There's so much, like, little things that are being said that reminds me of what he says in this 8-hour video. Because I actually sat through and watched the whole thing. Because, I mean, I can already tell by the thumbnail and just the 8 hours that I'm not going to like this, but I need to confirm that I don't like it.
Well,
so
let's
watch the whole thing.
Let's, like, set the stage, I guess. So, from what I understand, Uniquenameosaurus has made an 8-hour video talking about the harassment of an artist who got into NFTs.
Right.
And they called out some people, and it was 8 hours long.
I would say
that's the thing we're talking
justifies
about.
that length?
Out of the 8 hours, like, really, the video had no reason to be 8 hours.
Yeah, it couldn't possibly have the 8 hours of information in there.
I could maybe at the most say like it could have been 2 hours. Or even like 30.
They're gonna call me. They're
minutes.
gonna call me a hypocrite when my 8 hour long video comes out. When my 8 hour video in which I talk about how much I was bullied. That's what my video is about. Spoiler.
Worse, he would call you a lefty because like there's a section in the last 2 minutes where he like points out that like he's like, I noticed that a lot of anti-NFT people hate capitalism and are lefties.
That's so weird.
That is so weird. That's so
crazy.
Fucking weird.
What does it mean? What does it mean, though?
Clearly, there's an agenda. There's an
agenda. Oh my god,
this is political. Lefty agenda.
Did you see that Biden speech? Was a little bit political for my taste.
Ben, you're unironic. You unironically sound like he did in that part of the
video.
What
a twat! What a cunt! What a piece of shit!
He was like. He was saying it like lefties was like a dirty word or something. Like, guys, I don't want to make this claim, guys. So I don't want to get political. I don't want to get political, but like
dummy.
All these like anti-NFT people are just lefties, and oh my god, he fucking a big the whole section where like I know in the thumbnail it says like, oh, they didn't even care when she disappeared, like making it seem like something terrible happened to her when we have no idea what happened to her in those 4 months. He doesn't even fucking know. He just says she was gone for 4 months.
She just stopped posting.
She just stopped posting.
And that's the tragedy that was supposed to be our hook. First of all, is the video like mostly about her specifically?
No. He only talks about her for like maybe 30 minutes.
And nothing has occurred. Nothing happened.
I'm still confused as to what
the rest of the video is.
Well, not just that, but like, what is the point? Like, what was he getting at?
I mean, the ultimate point is NFT's good. And the argument for that...
Is that really?
And the argument for that is people bullied this NFT artist, and it was mean of them to do that.
Yes. So, it's... The start of the video kind of, like, talks about how, like... one thing that's super annoying So if you notice that the title of the video is How Twitter Backstabbed the Artist.
Right.
And the way he talks about Twitter, you would think Twitter's a person.
Yes.
Which is already like a stupid, like a dumb.
He's talking about by Twitter. He means like the people on Twitter.
he's talking about and he's specifically talking about the Twitter art community.
Yes.
And he starts the video by saying like, yeah, I used to be kind of involved in the art community because I have a guy who's working on my pirate comic that no one wants to fucking read, and
okay.
And he was talking about like I noticed that on art Twitter, the community is always helpful. They're always like passing information, helping out each other. But then when NFT dropped, everyone turned evil and everyone started attacking each other. And I'm like, that's
yeah.
And that's when they started backstabbing. That's when the backstabbing started.
Absolutely.
When and he has a beef. He has some couple of gears to grind against Dan Olsen and his like 2-hour line go up.
No kidding.
Video.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I did check the video. I was like, okay, I'll see if they have a point. There's people in the comments saying this is the part where they talk about Dan Olsen. I go to their bit, and their first point doesn't make sense. And so I'm like, okay, well, this I don't need to watch the rest.
What do you remember? What the point was?
I can't remember. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was just sort of like a false equivalence of some kind.
Okay.
Yes.
Like saying Dan Olsen was a liar because two things that are not mutually exclusive were said by Dan Olsen.
I see.
There's a couple of times where he's like comparing tweets, and he's like making it seem like, oh, Twitter's hypocritical because I see these two popular tweets, and it's all like, like.
But it's like two different people.
They don't two different people, and also they don't contradict each other.
I see.
Right, because he thinks that if you're pro commission but anti NFT, you're a hypocrite for some reason.
Of course, that's really what. Honestly, that's a little shocking. I've never heard people say that.
Oh my god. Every time he mentions commissions in the video, he scoffs. Like, if someone suggests commissions, he's like, okay. He even calls it, I think, like slave labor at one point, like doing commissions.
Wait, so it's not just a defense of
NFT. It's like
NFTs.
shitting,
shitting on alternative ways. Okay,
that's weird.
He's shitting on like relying on a system that has been helping a lot of artists, even artists like under 2,000 followers on like Twitter could make steady income with commissions. And also he like it's and I think because ultimately he's so hung up on Dan Olsen. Dan Olsen, I need to double check if this is actually what he said word for word, but he claims that Dan Olsen said that NFT doesn't help no small artists like it, and Uniquenameosaurus interpret this as like there's literally no small artist on the planet ever who has been helped by NFT.
I'm pretty sure Dan did not say no small artist has ever made any money on NFTs. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't say something like that.
In the bit that I looked at, like they pull a clip from Dan Olsen's video, like 2 clips where he says that like while people have profited from it, and then there's another clip where he says it doesn't help artists, and I think that's what he's saying that's a contradiction. Therefore, he's lying.
It's what they call.
But like he pulls a clip saying that Dan Olsen acknowledges that people have made money off it, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. The specific thing that he's referring to is that like Dan Olsen said that like a lot of art thieves could potentially make a profit with NFT, and then Dan Olsen later says that like all small artists can't profit from NFT, and he's like, this is a contradiction because like suddenly thieves could profit but not like small artists, right?
Yes,
which like does he not consider that like a couple of things like preventing a smaller artist from profiting the NFT compared to a thief is that the artist has to make the art, and that takes time,
right?
And no matter how fast of an artist you are, you can never.
This reminds me
the speed of a thief who just goes around, finds something cool, and then makes it into NFT.
Oh, this reminds me of that video that I mentioned a couple episodes ago, Dark Viper AU's video about how reaction content is basically wage theft, in that it is pretty much just monetizing other people's work and aggregating it. Like the reactor does not have to put any effort into make the content; they just profit by presenting it in this fashion. Same with an NFT art thief. They don't. The artist has to make the art and mint it. So that's an additional cost that the thief doesn't have to put into the system to engage with it. I have not seen. Yeah, I haven't seen any of the video, by the way, except for the clip that you posted of him talking about.
Fred and Rubber Ross.
She's lucky. You're lucky that she came back when she did, or you would be in big trouble, Mister. I have a clip that would end your career and mine. I'm gonna burn the whole system down, or whatever it was.
Is it like a DM they have?
I
Did they get into any info
he
about that?
He said he had some video that would incriminate someone, and then when pressed about it, he said, "No, I was just talking about an earlier cut of the video that I changed because it was too harsh." So he was going to be even meaner, and that would have destroyed Rubber Ross's career and his own.
Pan Pizza, all three of them.
Pizza, yes.
He would have like ranted so hard against them that their career.
The video was going to be 9 hours long, and that would have literally killed them.
Spent a whole hour just shitting on Rubber Ross.
Is the implication that they would have said "fuck you"? Not that they have more evidence that they're withholding, but that they would have been nastier.
I think
in their video.
It's hard to tell because it's a weird. Know. He words the threat so weirdly because when I first watched it, I thought he meant that he has like maybe some sort of video evidence of some. He has like the Epstein flight logs of YouTubers or something against like Pan Pizza and Rubber Ross, and he's about to destroy all three of them. But then re-listening to it, I'm kind of like, wait, no, it sounds like he's saying that he's gonna rant about them, and he's gonna put this rant on every one of his videos at the end, so people are always reminded that like
that's his log off line. Ross. It's like, and hey, thanks for watching the new video. Shout out to my $5 patron, so and so, such and such, and what's his name. And remember, Rubber Ross and Pan Pizza bullied an NFT artist into suicide on in August of 2022. Okay, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.
That was the plan. That was the fucking plan.
Good.
Which is like, and you know what's another fucking thing that he says that earlier in the video he says that he doesn't believe that like e-celebs or influencers are responsible for what their fans do. Okay. But he tries to kind of like make what Rubber Ross and Pan Pizza did as like the exception to that rule because like well you see I get it if you're like a smaller person and you're shitting on a bigger person and that bigger person brings their fandom, that makes sense. But Sarah like literally was just minding her own business and then Pan Pizza and Rubber Ross accused her of being a thief, and it's like your logic, like, it still applies to, like, they called her a thief, but they didn't fucking say to, like, everyone make sure she kills herself. Like,
I did see, so Ross did call her a thief, or accused her of stealing designs, right? Or of stealing somebody else's, like, character designs or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that seemed dumb. Like, that seemed like it was not the case.
I like, it's a very generic-looking character, to be honest.
Yeah.
Although I'll admit it, and like if you in the follow-up video, if Uniquenameosaurus wants to clip this, I'll admit it. Like I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I retweeted the pan like claiming that it was an art thief thing. I don't give a shit.
So it wasn't. So they said it was art theft, and it wasn't though.
It wasn't art theft. It's just that two people drew the same generic like water-based girl-looking character.
Right.
Okay.
Ross was like, oh, she's drawing so and so's character because this other person had a character who's a girl with water for hair.
I think the name of the artist.
I have a girl who has water for hair.
Do you?
Yeah, but you gotta stop stealing.
It's my mermaid.
Now.
I don't.
What?
Remember
that?
Stop
one. Stealing right now.
Yeah, stop stealing.
I will steal.
A hate campaign.
Look, great artists steal. The best artists admit it. on the podcast.
That's great artists steal, and even better artists make NFTs. Uniquenameosaurus quote right there.
Where were we?
There's like there's this whole section at the beginning where like I said earlier, he gets super hanged up on Danielson saying like NFTs like doesn't help any small artists. And he's all like, oh yeah, well I did a quick search. And I found 25 small artists that were successful with NFTs.
Oh my god, what a fucking dweeb.
It's stupid.
I feel personally aggrieved by him. My hate is personal to him. This is not about the issues anymore. I just want to punch him.
It's not even 25 artists. It's 24 artists. One of them I don't count because it's an AI artist.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like,
oh god,
AI,
that's a whole other can of worms then.
So a person types in a thing, they get an image, and they NFT mint it, and they're making money.
Yes.
Stupid.
And
well, whatever.
It's so
good for them, I guess.
So and the thing is that like Unique, and here's the thing, all of Unique's video is just anecdotes. There's like no like real. The only part where he like talks about statistics is when he talks about the environmental damage of like NFTs. Is like when he only actually brings up any like real statistics.
Yeah, but I feel like the conversation has generally moved past that aspect of it. That's not really what people are mad about anymore.
Yeah, because like he brings up the chart that's like, sure, like bitcoins are like make as much waste as much energy as a small country, but technically speaking, ACs waste more energy.
Sure.
That being said,
but ACs make you cool.
The ACs do something.
It's like,
like Bitcoin is like volatile.
And if we want to go that far, I mean, like heating, in general, heating apparatuses spend even more energy than air conditioners. So, the fact that people aren't freezing to death is even more of a problem.
He really is trying to, like, he brings up all these arguments trying to, like, make NFTs seem like something that's happening, like, comparing it to something to make it seem a little bit, like, less of a shit show. Like, he's like, NFT collectors, they're kind of like hype beasts. Do you guys know what hype beasts are?
Not really.
Person who hypes stuff up?
They're the guys who buy like the Supreme merch, like they wait in lines and they buy like all the expensive shoes.
Are they just are they just fencers? Like they buy shit up and then resell it?
No, it's more like a clout thing. Like, oh yeah, I have the new Supreme.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the argument like 100 times. Like people will buy, they will value things however they determine its value. That value doesn't really exist. And so NFT artists can successfully hoodwink people into paying large amount of money for nothing.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, you can make money off of it. I understand.
Yeah.
I hate it though. It sucks so much.
Right. You're making money the same way you technically make money by gambling. Mm-hmm. And that's not... and the thing is that
it's not productive. The one thing we should be able to agree that it's not productive.
Yes, and like...
it's definitely not the way forward. It's just a thing you can do
to be productive. But
it's the most like stupid. It's the most like grimy, disgusting, capitalistic way to get it by.
Oh,
I don't begrudge anyone making a living. I don't begrudge anyone making a living. And if someone's like needs to make money and they do it by NFTs, like I think that's not the best way to do it. But if that's what it takes to do it, like it's like I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, I just think that like it's not the future, and it certainly isn't a future we would want to like push for, because it's so much. It's just the system we have now, but worse in various ways.
I would argue
that's it.
Right. I would argue NFT is like evidence that like the future looks fucking bleak and shitty.
If they became mainstream. Yeah, it would be. The future would be worse for it.
Another kind of egregious thing is that like he doesn't like. Have you guys heard about? There's this hashtag. It was like at the start of the year, I think, called the animation New Deal thing, where they were trying to like unionize the majority of animation studios.
I saw it. Yes.
Yeah, he frames this as people who are like pro that, but are anti NFT are also hypocrites. Like if you're pro anything, if you're pro like anything that helps artists but NFTs, you are by default a hypocrite.
I get you because NFT because you can make money. But you can make money.
But you could like Dan Olsen said you couldn't make money, but I found 24 people that made money. So Dan Olsen is an idiot.
What did Dan say? There's that part where he says the reaction is confusion. Like we don't you want to make money? Like we're here to make money on NFTs. Don't you want to make money? Like what's the problem?
I was going to mention this earlier. There's really no point of like bringing up 24 artists that made money off NFT. He could have brought up like 1,000 small artists who also made money. It doesn't matter because he doesn't have nothing. He has nothing to compare it to. He doesn't bring up like, okay, now bring up all the small artists it didn't help. Just let's see if it really does help small artists.
Because
it could be Oh, it could be.
It is literally like going to a casino and finding the couple of guys who won at blackjack and being like, look, see, the casino helps people. People will make money.
Dan Olson claims that you can't make money at a casino, but I found 5 bald guys. It helped. So
5
checkmate,
bald
Dan.
guys.
I found
Sure.
5. I just added a random attribute to these guys.
Okay, sure. No, they can be bald. That's fine. That's fine.
I found 30 quirked up white boys who have made plenty of cash off casinos. But it doesn't, like, you can make money, but can you fucking make a living if the currency is supposed to be volatile? It'd be smarter to rely on a currency that isn't fucking always rising up and down and constantly fucking crashing.
Yeah.
And there's that side of it where it's like it's a gamble to get into for the artist. Like you're not necessarily going to make a lot of money, and there is a cost to put an NFT, like mint one. Right. So like you're putting down money on the off chance that somebody in your audience will like NFTs and buy it. But there's also the scam aspect of like you have to try to sell the idea of NFTs to people so that they will buy it. And so you will just naturally not talk about the negative stuff, and you will scam people into getting into it. And it's like I don't know, like your odds of winning at the casino, if you like pyramid scheme people to come to the casino, your odds will improve. Right. And so naturally that's going to happen, and it's just so disgusting.
Yeah.
There's so many victims. It's like it's so obviously a bad thing generally.
It's pretty myopic. It's pretty myopic to just be like, well, some people succeeded, so it's good.
There's this whole section he dedicates to like.
Does he? Okay, I'm sorry. Does he have a personal stake? Like, is he doing NFT stuff? Is he planning on doing NFT stuff? He must have a personal stake in it. He said
if this video ruins his like YouTube career. Yeah. He's going to start doing NFTs.
Oh, so you better not. So you better like the video, or else he'll make even more NFTs. He'll hurt the environment even more.
At the end, he talks about
what a fucking bitch. What a piece of shit. I hate him.
Dude, Unique, please make all your videos into NFTs. Please, I want you to make all your fucking videos.
What did I say? I said like mint every individual frame of every video. Mint, every down to the frame timestamp of every video. You can make billions and billions of NFTs and sell each one for $1.
At the end of the video, I'm jumping around because like conversations reminded me of so many like random shit. This guy, not random, but the conversations just reminded me of like different points in the video. But at the end of the video, he talks about the author for Berserk and like his death and like how like he knows he didn't work himself to death, and it was just like a heart condition that got him. But he said that like let's say there is a manga artist and who is in a shitty situation like that, and he scoffs the idea of like, okay, maybe you could improve working conditions. Maybe I don't really agree with like unions, you know. Or let me the alternative. Here's his like superior alternative. Is like, what if a mangaka minted every page of their manga?
True.
And like, imagine if
how insane do you need to be to like acknowledge that there are things that can be done to improve the working conditions? What if we don't do that?
Let's see where he's going with
NFTs
this.
Instead.
Let's see where he's going with this.
Maybe you don't get it. Imagine how much money you'd get if you were the owner of the page where Whitebeard says the One Piece is real.
Oh my God.
And he has his dick out.
Dick out. Holy shit.
That would be worth some money.
Oh my God. And then Oda would have enough money to like relax, and it's like I don't get the
he has enough money.
It's true.
Because the thing is that like better working conditions assumes that by default you don't need to fucking add a gap.
If your favorite mangaka works themselves to death, Karoshis themselves to death, and they die, it's your fault. And you don't want to feel bad, do you? So you better buy their frickin' NFT.
Is there, like, any... I don't know too much about the heart condition thing, but is there any indication that Berserk was not popular enough to support him medically?
I think
is this a situation where NFTs would have made the difference?
It's so all over the place because it's kind of like, okay, so let's say there was this one manga recently that got canceled, but it seemed like it had a small fandom, which was was like a Red Riding Hood character, but she had like big titties and she was like super buff.
Oh my
and,
god.
Right, but the thing is that's
What
the only
the
thing
fuck?
people ever talked about, so I kind of already knew it was gonna be shit. Besides that, I guess it's like, okay, so would NFTs help this guy even if like the manga wasn't good? If he had enough money off of like the big titty NFT, would it have made the manga keep on going? Because that implies that like Shonen Jump keeps a percentage of the NFT, right? Like
artists already basically do this. Like a lot of artists do sell their original pages as a thing.
They sell like copies of it too, and people like eat it up because it's like, you know, it's like physical and like it looks just like it, you know.
They sell the original animation cells from like cartoons. And
the thing
that's a thing that people do already.
The thing is that's so crazy, and he never brings this up, is that the NFT is not the art. The NFT is a receipt, really. The NFT is like a link. And
he doesn't even acknowledge that.
He doesn't really acknowledge that's what you're buying, but he kind of implies it. There's a whole section where like, so you know his whole like anti-copyright stance, and like
sort of, yeah.
I mean, we just his abolishment of copyright. Yeah. He argues that doesn't contradict with his like pro NFT stance,
right?
And the thing is that I agree with him that it doesn't, because the way he explains it, I'm like, okay, I get it. I get why like being pro NFT and being anti-copyright doesn't contradict each other. Because the thing is that like his whole argument is that like he doesn't think bootlegs are bad. Like if something gets bootlegged, that means that like there's like a problem with the person who's providing the item in the market, right? So bootlegs should be allowed. That being said, you can't bootleg an NFT,
right?
Because an NFT isn't.
Yeah.
The
obvious question is, what about right-click save, right?
Right, but the thing is...
What's his answer to people right-click saving the NFT?
Well, first of all, he pulls a fucking giant cope where he's all like, by the way, no one was upset about right-click save. You know, we all knew it was a joke, guys. We all knew it was a joke.
Because I saved the image and I have it
for a while?
Well, here's the thing.
It's actually not a joke. The point is that it works, and it just works.
The thing is, like, the thing is that I get it. I get what he means. Because right-click save, like, no, you don't own the NFT if you save the image, because the image and the NFT are two different things.
Yes.
The NFT is the link.
I'm with you so far. Okay.
The NFT is the link.
So what is the NFT, guy? So what are we talking about? Right.
The NFT is just the idea of scarcity. It's just the idea of something being rare, and you can't copyright that. You can't bootleg that, right? But he doesn't realize that he made
the value. So what's the value then?
He's basically saying by default that NFT isn't art.
Right.
That it's not, and it'll never fucking be art.
Right.
At all. I mean, he kind of made the argument that all this shit is like soulless, really.
Right.
Because he wants to say that like the NFT, like people who collect NFT are kind of like hype beasts, and hype beasts are like super fucking annoying people. But I respect them a little bit more, because when you buy a Supreme jacket, it serves a purpose besides it just being a brand. You could wear a jacket when it's cold.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But an NFT, like, no, it's just something that potentially could be scarce or not. Depending, like, how much the coin is, like...
There's literally nothing to it other than that you can say you own it.
Right.
That's everything that it is.
And people will pay for that, sure. But, like, they're paying for the fact that, like, it's like unique, only they could own it, but it's not the art.
Right.
And he brings up some guy who's like, oh, here's like a super nice collector who like buys NFTs and doesn't sell them, which I don't get. Like, I don't get motherfuckers.
What a sweetheart.
Like, right. And like he says like, this guy, you know, he buys NFTs, and even though when the market was crashing, he still doesn't sell it because, you know, he just likes the art. And it's like, yeah, but you just made the argument that the NFT isn't the art, so he's virtue signaling. He's a fucking fake.
Right. So what is he actually buying? Sure. Gotcha.
I mean, I would prefer it, honestly, if it was just like you give money to an artist for like, I don't know, an imaginary piece of an imaginary pie just to say I support you.
There's
like that's the hypothetical like nice version of it. But most people who buy NFTs want to profit off of the idea that they could sell it on.
There's nothing about that guy. Like that guy could just give those artists money.
He could just do the actual, like, give them money.
He could just do that.
At the end of the day, he's not really collecting art. Sure, it appears on his fucking website, but there's, like, think of all the people who have, like, me, for example, used to have, like, USBs just filled with images that I would collect, right? And to me, that kind of has a little bit more, it has a little bit more going than someone's like, oh, I only collect this image because it's an investment at the end of the day.
So what you're saying is that Unique simply does not. He just equivocates between art and NFT, seemingly without any respect for the fact that they are not one and the same. But he talks about them as though they are.
Right, and this makes me think about like, because as you mentioned earlier, like what's stopping the person from just giving the artist money, and it's like people already do that. Like that's what Patreon is for.
That's what Patreon.
Which, by the way,
commissions and
he scoffs at Patreon too. He scoffs at literally everything that like helps us and that could help an artist, right? Because he also frames that like, oh yeah, Patreon takes too big of a cut. And so does PayPal,
Oh, okay, but the minting fees though, that doesn't take a cut. That's just the free market. That's just the free market.
You know how like how Bandcamp has like people who supported an album or a song, they have their little username and icon underneath it, so supported by these people. Mm-hmm. That would be a nice that you could do that. Like that's if you want to support an artist by paying them and get a little like sticker saying you did it, you own this, or you are a part of this, like art support thing. Like YouTube, that's the sort of thing that it should be.
Like YouTubers do that with Patreon. Fucking Unique does that. He does that at the end of this video.
Yeah, it's just like if there's an argument to be made that NFTs are the way to do that, it's just not true. There's so many other ways that are already there for artists to be supported by fans who want to be a part of the thing.
There's so many like ways to do it based on currency that isn't volatile, that isn't like a huge gamble to get into, right? Yeah, it's fucking trash. And I think if I were to talk about like one more section about the video that is just very like dumb, is the last 2 hours is the anti-SJW section of the video. Because I mentioned earlier that like he says lefty like a bad word, and basically like he unironically like he doesn't state this, but the way he's presenting things, it seems like he's implying that like the NFT artists are like the black people of the art world, if you will, because they're just as oppressed as black people in real life. Well, they're like oppressed by like lefties who are, by the way, the real racists, right? Because
I don't know why, but the Uniquenameosaurus did not strike me as a right-leaning person.
He says he's a pro-capitalist libertarian at the end of the video, right? He's one of those libertarians that have like he's like libertarian, but one of his like takes is like a little bit more left, right?
Yeah, he looks like I'm gonna get canceled. He looks like a gender person.
Oh my God.
He looks like he has pronouns.
He does, honestly, and it's true. He does look like he has pronouns.
It looks like he's
surprised, a little bit surprised. But I could see it. I could see.
Of course, there's nothing wrong with being with
not that there's anything wrong with that. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with any pronoun. Yeah. If Uniquenameosaurus gained some pronouns, I would respect them a little bit more. Actually, I'd be like, you know what, pronoun person. You're all right.
I would respect the pronouns, not the person. Just like I do with everyone.
Oh my God. And he just kind of like, oh, and this is so the real reason why this video is 8 hours long, because he spends the majority of it reading tweets.
Oh God! It's just like J.K. Rowling's new book. It's just like J.K. Rowling's new book of fake mean tweets.
He spends so much fucking time in the video reading every single, and I'm not lying when I say he reads every single negative tweet about NFT. While watching the video, I was trying to pay attention to see if he would read one of my tweets, because I left a couple of stuff that he, like, in the same style of, like, tweets he's reading. And there's like so many like I noticed there was a lot like of people, a lot of like my mutuals or other like people that I know that tweets he was reading off of, you know, and like he wouldn't just read it, he would also read how many retweets and how many likes. There's like 2 moments where he says that like the NFT hate campaign is so bad because two of his followers like ratioed him one time, which is like like why would you bring this up? Like why do you bring up that you get fucking ratioed by your own followers, dude? That's fucking cringe.
That's very funny.
That's the cringiest shit ever. And he complains about people like being like follow police, like, oh, there's people out there who check to see if you follow NFT artists. But he's fucking being like the Twitter like Gestapo right now, like fucking. Cause he like when he talks about Rubber Ross, it's not that it's not the whole like framing it that Rubber Ross started like the hate campaign, but he also like goes to check to see like what are the tweets that Rubber Ross likes. He only likes the anti-NFT tweets. He's just retweeting anti-NFT stuff.
He's following the wrong people. He's liking the wrong thing.
Yes. Oh,
gotcha.
Herm, he's mutuals with Hassan. Red flag right there.
Yeah, okay.
And that's like another fucking real point he brings up later.
And Hassan is a lefty, and the left has a problem because they bully NFT people. And I know that because Ross did it. And Ross likes Hassan, and Hassan is left. And left is bad because Ross bullies NFT people. And I know that the left does that because Ross follows Hassan. You see, it all comes together.
A big reason why like I wanted to finish the video, because at the start of the video he mentions an agenda, and I was like, oh man, now I gotta really know like who's the secret fucking anti-NFT Illuminati he's talking about. But he just reveals that it's like lefties. He even does like a montage of different like anti-NFT tweets mentioning capitalism, and it's like
scary.
It's like he doesn't realize that it is capitalism. It especially NFTs are very late stage capitalism, because like capitalism would be like you're trying to make as much profit off of like a physical object that like serves a purpose in a way, right?
Right.
And late stage capitalism would be like you're trying to make as much money off something that
no matter
like,
what it is, just make that money.
Yeah, like it's not even like an object. It's like it's just an idea of something.
So what does he? Yeah, what does he think the difference between this and capital? I mean, he likes capitalism. He thinks it's good. But he doesn't think that NFTs are a branch or a what's the word? A manifestation of.
Does he think it's better than capitalism?
He frames NFT as some sort of like natural progression of like stuff that like already exists.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's a natural progression of a bad system that encourages bad things to happen, and therefore it's bad.
Well,
he sees them as inevitable, as part of the inevitable march of progress. Got it.
And he's like just a natural part of the market, you know, the fucking free market. And the thing is that like, I have a feeling that like, tell me if you ever met this kind of person. There's like people out there that are like pro capitalism, but they don't know what capitalism is. Like, what they think capitalism is like when you buy and sell things.
Yeah.
Yes. And I had a buddy who I asked him, because he was defending capitalism, and I'm like, do you know what it is? And he's like, yeah, it's when you buy and sell things. And I'm like, no, that's not fucking capitalism.
That's commerce.
Idiot. Yeah, like, and that predates capitalism.
Yeah.
Right?
Mercantilism existed before.
Yeah, like just buying and selling shit. It's just, it's always fucking existed, dude.
Is the fucking the what do you call it? The incentive structure that leads to billionaires existing.
The existence of an owning class, a class that owns the means of production, the bourgeoisie, defined by their ownership. Yeah,
and he's basically saying that like you see lefties like would say stuff like, oh, uplift black voices. But then
I hate it when people do that.
but then when like black people say like when black people are anti-vaccine, fucking Hassan is like angry at them, and like I'm gonna say this: the only reason people call Hassan, the only reason people consider Turkish people white is because they hate Hassan. I'm gonna say that right now.
Wait,
I know Turkish people are
Hassan
white.
is Turkish, so they're saying he's white because they hate. Okay, sure.
Well, Turkish people are like very light skinned. From what I've seen, they seem very light skinned. I thought Turkey was more deserty, but like, what do I know?
Freaking Johnny Depp looks less white than
True.
Hassan does.
Johnny Depp
There
is
we
more
go.
of a PO. I can't believe the white woman Amber Heard was threatening POC Johnny Depp, taking away his fucking job.
True. His livelihood, threatening his livelihood.
He basically does the thing where like throughout the whole video he's saying that he's like pro nuance, like he has the nuance.
I consider
take
myself
for
pro
NFT.
nuance. I'm pro facts. I'm pro the truth. Yeah, and anyway, here's why NFTs are inevitable and why
Are
anyone that
better-
opposes them is
better
a lefty
than
with an
unions.
agenda. Here's why Amber Heard is a white woman attacking a BIPOC Johnny Depp. Anyway, yeah, okay. I also consider myself pro nuance.
He considers himself pro nuance, but he thinks
I'm
that
pro
like
nouns.
he thinks that lefties are hypocrites when they like criticize bad ideas that come from like POC. When like it's like, do you understand that maybe there's some nuance here, that maybe
No.
when a black person like
yeah.
he brings up a guy called Thomas, I think his name is Thomas Sowell.
Oh, I know.
He's like
I know that guy.
Yeah, he's like a famous black
economist, right? Yeah,
economist, and he, because he talks about like, this is the part where he's just shitting on like lefties that he has, like he's not even like talking about NFTs anymore.
Does he do and another thing? What if a black person made NFTs? Wouldn't it be racist to be mad about it? You hypocrite.
You hate NFTs? Well, replace NFT with black people.
Replace NFTs with black people. Doesn't sound so good now. You know, Biden's speech was the things he said about MAGA Republicans were more offensive than anything Hitler ever said about Jews, in my opinion. But replace Jews with NFT artists. Not so funny now,
unironically, there's like, and I'm not joking when I say this. There's a 3-minute section of the 8-hour video where he's like defending Clarence Thomas.
What the fuck?
Yes,
he's one of the he's the black guy on the Supreme Court. He's one of the ones who voted in favor of repealing Roe versus Wade.
That guy.
That guy. Wait, what is he? I want to know, what does he have to say about Clarence Thomas?
Well, he doesn't like that a bunch of liberals called him like the N-word, like. And
You know what? I'll give it to him. You know what? I'll hand it to him.
I'm defending. Like
I'm defending. You're here to officially defend calling Clarence Thomas.
I switch sides
the
now.
N-word. Okay.
But another
am I
thing,
allowed to say? Am I allowed to say the C word? Is it a
Colored?
slur? No.
the C-O-O-N.
The word for a black person who undermines other black people for white favor.
I wouldn't say that, Ben. You know,
I won't say it.
No, don't say that.
I
know what you mean. I know what you mean. C-O-O-N.
The word that got that Never Knows Best video about Dragon Age taken down because the coon the code of conduct spelled Q-U-N sounded too much like the word and it got flagged for hate speech.
Yeah, Ben, you're gonna need like you can't be saying that. You haven't had like a black guest on this show for 10 years.
I didn't. I said the Q version.
Never mind the Q. Oh my bad.
I pronounced it with the short double O sound. The difference between cook and kook.
Look, I pronounce it with the silent hard R. All right, so it doesn't.
Yeah. Exactly. That's right.
But the thing is that
Eleazar, cut this whole part out.
No, it's good. I'm pro nuance. This is nuance.
He conflates liberals with lefties, which is like big mistake right there.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I mean, everybody on the right does that. Everybody on the right doesn't understand that they're not the same thing.
I mean, like the thing is, it's the same with him, like conflating Twitter as a person, which is why that's the only way Twitter can backstab you.
And he's conflating NFTs with art as well.
Yes,
very pro nuanced position this guy has.
Yes,
very good.
Yes. Oh my god. And okay, well, I think one final thing, one fucking final thing, and then we could move on from the Uniquenameosaurus shitting hour.
Right.
He complains. You know the artist R.J. Palmer.
The Bulbasaur guy.
Yeah. He did like the realistic Pokemon, and then he ended up working on Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, he frames like R.J. Palmer as kind of like a hypocrite because he did tweet out that like he's all like, hey guys, maybe like the massive harassment campaigns against like NFT artists isn't like maybe like, you know, NFT artists fucking suck, but like maybe they don't deserve a death threats.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems fair.
I am not. Yeah, I'm not. I don't hate individual small artists for doing what they do to make money. I cannot begrudge them that.
I don't
So he's
hate
right.
them. I mean, I don't hate like anyone who. I don't hate any small artist who tried it and then like stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Especially if you come from a third world country, because at that point, fuck it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Sure.
That being said, RJ Palmer made that tweet, and then a bunch of people in the replies were like, "Nah, dude, fuck NFT artists," right? And the thing is that RJ Palmer had no pushback against this, right? Like he didn't like try to call out.
He didn't push back against the people saying, "Nah, dude, fuck that."
Yeah, he didn't push back,
Okay.
and he frames this as like, "What the fuck, RJ? Like you're fucking cultivating this like hate, this hate group."
Because he said don't harass people, but
Yes.
he didn't back it up hard enough. And so he actually said the opposite of what he said.
This is the weird thing. There is
That's awesome.
like a bit of an argument, an argument. I shouldn't say a bit because it is that like people go to harassment way too easily and way too hard, and in large numbers, as it often is with something like Twitter. It's very damaging. So, like, it's not good that people go on harassment campaigns thinking that they're the only one doing it, not realizing that there's, like, huge amounts if it's, like, a big, like, oh, the Twitter enemy of the week. And somebody gets dogpiled. And it's like, that aspect of it is, like, something to discuss. There's nuance in that. You can't make a whole 8-hour video about just that, though. I'm sure they didn't...
I think my problem is that he frames this as, like, an art Twitter problem. Or like as a lefty problem when like
it's a social media problem.
This is just a Twitter problem. The thing is, Twitter is designed to piss you off. Like that's on purpose, and he doesn't consider that. There's so many things he just doesn't consider because he comes into everything with bad faith. Like for example, the one guy that supposedly like Sarah like stole art from, like he clarified that he thinks that Sarah does not deserve the hate campaign, and both Pan Pizza and Ross did not tweet the clarification tweet. So he makes it seem like Ross is like this evil person for not doing that, when he doesn't consider that maybe it just didn't show up on Ross's fucking timeline. Maybe like because Ross seems to be maybe only interacting with like hate NFT stuff, so that shit didn't pop up, right? He doesn't consider that just maybe they didn't fucking see it. Maybe because a lot of big artists, a lot of popular people will make a tweet and then mute it right away because their phone is going to be constantly fucking ringing from the notifications. He does not consider none of these things, right? Because everything is like everything has like an intent, and not that like it's just like
this is a sad situation that the internet and Twitter and social media has brought us to, where this happens too often and too easily. It is not the malicious intent of anyone in particular. So mentioning anything. I mean, I know people who have large audiences should have like some understanding that when they say stuff and their followers like feel empowered to do something, that might have some like repercussions. But like I don't know, what did they even say that was so bad? Like how could they have done it different? Say nothing, I suppose.
Yeah, like I think I think no matter what RJ Palmer would have done, like Uniquenameosaurus would have like taken it as bad. Right, the fact that like RJ Palmer isn't pro NFT is a bad thing, right?
Right. Yeah.
So for example, he hates that RJ Palmer like didn't do enough to like stop the campaign, but then later in the video, he brings up that that one black streamer that went into that like the most racist town in the world, and like was talking to the Klans member, and that Klans member was just telling him just awful shit, and he just let that slide. But he was he frames this as like Hassan is an evil person for like criticizing that black guy who was letting this like Klans member say all this racist shit to him. Which is like, do you not realize that like, I mean, the thing is that I'm basically saying that like he's criticizing RJ Palmer for like not doing enough to stop a harassment campaign, but he's not taking that same energy to like this individual not like saying anything back to like a Klans member saying a bunch of racist shit to him. Right, because that video
double standard.
Right, exactly. He has like this double, like the thing is that like, and this is kind of like a thing that like is very much pushed as an idea that lefties are like that. Lefties like present themselves as this like perfect being. When I say like the majority of like lefties don't do that. Like majority of them like admit that they're assholes and pieces of shit. I do that. Right. Like I'm like the intolerant left, if you will.
Right.
But the thing is that they keep like pushing this idea. So like anything like it, like anything a lefty would do that's like considered negative or like pushed back against like a protective class or whatnot is them being they're like participating in being a hypocrite, you know?
So so it's like a lefty. Oh, lefties like things that are good, but in my opinion, one of them did something bad. So it's so weird because it's like you starting from the point that like, okay, anything a lefty likes is something good, right? But I hate them. So let's just, but they're bad because, not because they believe bad things or they want bad things, but because they fell short of the good things that they say that they like and that I should probably agree with them about. But I hate them for it.
So to clarify, this video did not fucking need all 8 hours. He repeats himself too much. He's reading too much fucking tweets.
Pads it out, reading tweets, yeah.
Right, and like he said he did 6 months of research to prepare for this video, and I'm saying he should
just on Twitter. He
should have done 6 more months because this shit is like fucking gross.
You know, this reminds me of that I wrote you a 5-page letter. If I had more time, it would have been 1. You know, brevity is the soul of wit, and I think if you should have worked harder not to make the video longer, but to make it shorter. Can't wait to drop my 8-hour video. I swear it won't be padded. I swear it won't be a waste of time.
I gotta go somewhere like real quick right now. Are you guys gonna still be recording in 30 minutes?
30 minutes, probably.
Probably.
I mean,
okay.
It's already an hour and a half in.
Well, like, if you guys aren't recording by the time I get back, whatever. But, hey, I mean, you can cut out this whole part. Or
let's sync. We didn't sync at the beginning.
Yeah, let's sync real quick.
Right now. On the count of 3, say sync. 1, 2, 3, sync.
Sync.
All right. I'll probably still be going in half an hour, I think.
I wanted to ask about that. The black guy going into the racist area. Because that seemed interesting. What was that? Do you know what that is?
Oh, no, I wasn't familiar with that.
Okay, I guess I'll wait until Cheesy comes back.
Did he say it was a video of Hassan talking to a black guy who got accosted by a racist guy? Or was Hassan not related
Well, what I
that?
assume is that Hassan watched a video in which a black guy goes to the most racist town in America and walks up to Klans members. Which seems like a bit that he's doing in that video. Yeah. And Hassan criticized the black guy because, of course, like, oh, if you go there, of course something's going to happen. And Uniquenameosaurus criticized Hassan.
Right. Okay.
But he didn't criticize the black guy for jumping into a lion's den, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see that video. That seems interesting. That seems like a weird bit.
It is a weird bit. Yeah. I'm not. I don't know. I have to see it. Oh man, I just remembered a bunch of stuff that I did last night that I forgot about. Ew.
Oh, do tell. Tell. Spill the beans.
I smoked a cigarette. Oh no.
Oh my god.
I forgot. I smoked a cigarette last night. Gib, God's gonna be angry at me.
All the cigarette comedians are laughing. They've been waiting.
Darn. I forgot. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I thought we were going home. I remember we stopped at a bar that I forgot we went to.
Who did you go out with? What was going on?
It was my it was my friend. Well, on the internet he's known as Dwoob.
Oh
yeah. And when I had not seen him in a while, I went over to his house to catch up with another friend. The 3 of us had gone to college together. So that's.
And they led you astray. They gave you a cigarette.
Did. they totally did.
They liquored you up and gave you a cigarette and you just puffed away.
No, I could not consent to smoke that cigarette. I could not give informed, enthusiastic consent. Well, I'm unholy. I'm sullied. Yuck, gross.
You gotta smoke a holy water cigarette.
I don't smoke anymore, but I guess if I drink, sometimes I do. And I think
you gotta put holy water in a vape.
And I think I'm okay.
That's
with
how
that.
you undo it.
Oh yeah, I guess you could do that. Can you just vape water? Does it just turn into steam? Does that break your rig?
What's the mechanics of a vape pen? Is it a heat thing and it just vaporizes the stuff?
Yes, it's
through a tiny nozzle.
It's an induction coil. What there is a wire with a high resistance. There's an electricity resistant wire that is in a coil, and the coil goes around a piece of cotton, which is called the wick, and the wick absorbs liquid, and so the portion of the cotton that is between the coil gets heated by the inductance of the current, and that vaporizes the liquid that it has absorbed. And that's how it works. So yeah, I guess you could probably do it with water. It might
water.
Potentially, once it went dry, it would start to burn. So you would have to be careful with that. Yeah, you could do it. You could vape holy steam, no problem. You know what? I'm sure people have done it. Yeah. I ordered Chinese food while Cheesy was talking, so that'll be here in 10 minutes. So,
for breakfast?
It's past noon already for me.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Although I've only been up since 11.
Dude, Ben, it's September.
Yeah.
That means it's Halloween.
True. I guess it is. It literally, like, the day after I moved, it went from being like hot summer to being like now it's cool out. The season changed at the very moment. Oh man, my new room is so much nicer than my old one. My old one sucked so bad; it was so disgusting. You saw it. Yeah, I saw your old room. You really didn't want me to go in there, but I had to look. I had to know where Ben Saint lived. I didn't want you to see it because it's embarrassing and it's gross, and I know like this is bad and it reflects poorly on me that I live here.
But now in your brand new room, the cockroaches they're polished. They're gleaming.
I did see an ant. I never had ants at the old place. I did see one ant, which is a bit concerning. I hope I don't see any more of those.
Ants aren't so bad.
I do.
I mean, they're. What are they gonna do? Pick you up with their like strength?
It was one of the big ants. I don't like that. I mean, whatever. I guess they're just a fact of life.
I mean, if you find their anthill, you can just pour molten metal down there.
The old place
make an art sculpture.
The old place did not have cockroaches, but it had mice everywhere. I never saw a mouse in my room until I was moving, and then as I was packing boxes and around the time I was recording the video, I did finally see one mouse in my room, and I was like, "Oh, there it is. There's the."
It's been there the whole time.
It might have been. I don't. You know what? I think it was because the last couple weeks I was there, my friggin' old landlord was sending these work guys in to do like renovations, and they cut the radiator out of my wall, and there was just a hole in the floor and the ceiling where the radiator tube. I think the mouse might have crawled in through the friggin' hole in the floor that the radiator used to connect to. That might have been how it got in, just at the very end there. That's just a theory. Anyway, that was gross. I saw that. I was like, shit. That's the one thing. Pests in the kitchen, I can ignore them. Pests in my room, what if they crawl on me while I'm asleep? So I didn't like it.
Yeah, you gotta get spiders in there to catch them.
Gotta get spiders. There were.
Unironically, having a spider in your room is good because the most annoying thing is things flying and things crawling, and spiders just sit in the corner.
I was putting up a tapestry. I was putting up my Cop Killers tapestry, actually, and I was reaching up into the corner, and there was a little spider up in the ceiling corner, and it's a tall ceiling, so I hadn't noticed it before, and I briefly considered killing it. I was like, no, it's probably gonna remove more pests than killing this spider would do. I could remove the one spider now, or I could let it remove future small insects for me. So I just let it be.
Yeah, so it's a guard.
Yeah, I think it was the right choice. I'm hungover. I'm hungover, and I feel a little bit bad, but not so bad. I'm recovering. I ordered some more. I'm almost out of corn fiber for gummies. I've almost used up the last of it. I need to get shelf space. I need to claim some shelf space for my stuff. there are shelves down in the kitchen, and I think they are labeled with like previous roommates' names. And I think if I rush, I can claim some of those, throw out some of that person's old stuff, and take that shelf space for myself. Because I got a lot of shit. I got a lot of gummy shit that I need kitchen real estate for. Yeah.
Could you padlock it? Could you install a little padlock?
No, these are the shelves here. Well, the shelves I'm talking about are just, they don't have doors on them. They're just at the end of a little like corridor. There's just like some open shelves, which is kind of bad because I would sort of prefer them to be sealed away so as like, you know, like a bag of sugar. I'd rather be inside something to further protect against like flies getting into it or whatever. I guess
you put a bag of sugar in a Tupperware.
Yeah,
thing.
I just have to make sure that they're sealed pretty tight. That's all. But I'm feeling good. Feel good. It's improved my mood, I think, not to live in a dingy cave in a stained, fucking dirty, falling apart piece of shit.
Well, I'm glad.
I am glad. I feel happy. I guess we should talk about... I mean, do you want to say anything about the Trixie quitting YouTube? I feel like we should acknowledge it.
We already did, but like, I don't know. My thoughts on it is she's gonna come back.
Yeah, she'll be back.
With some, like, retiring the channel. I mean, obviously she wasn't making a lot of money, a lot of views from those videos.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch the video. Somebody summarized it.
What a goofy...
It's just like, yeah, well, I mean, this isn't new. This is...
Yeah. She will...
she has no intentions of getting a different job, like a more, like, traditional job, so I'm sure some sort of internet thing is going to happen.
Well, she said she'll be working for Mint Salad now. Doing what? Editing her videos, I guess? I can't imagine how that pays for anything, but sure, whatever. Yeah, she will figure out that a real job is actually hard, and that YouTube money was easier, and she will be back. The thing with that the Mint thing is not going to work out. ASE Presents is not going to pay the bills. That whole thing is going to fall. I give it 2 months. I give it 2 months before that whole living situation implodes, and then she'll be back. But man, I just want to say what a stupid the Vlogmas thing. I think that like probably the plan.
I had not on my radar at all. I had no idea what's been going on. So
I had seen the announcement that she was going to do the month of vlogs and then an announcement at the end, and I think I don't know. It seems to me like the Vlogmas was actually sort of a last-ditch attempt to like generate interest, to like get the channel back on track. So I think that maybe if that had happened, the announcement would not have been "I'm quitting," but because it did not work, she quit. But like, if so, Vlogmas was not good. One, she didn't even stick to it. She did not post a video every day. She missed several days. And two, like the stuff she posted was like the laziest, like most slapdash stuff. Like there was nothing. There was nothing impressive. Like it was not much of a Hail Mary, you know?
I mean, it's been obvious that her heart is not in it has been not in it for a very long time.
The
last thing she was excited about, I think, was the doing rap gigs, and she did 1 or 2.
Yeah. You mean the real life ones?
The going to a real life and doing a rap or 2 as a set.
Yes. She's clearly more interested in rapping now, which is fine. That's fine.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
It's just old news. Like the I'm quitting seems more like clickbait than anything. It doesn't seem like it's a notable occurrence.
I guess I would agree with that. It's just sort of a what would I call it? It's just sort of saying out loud, what has kind of just been implicit for a while. I guess that's true. Okay. Well, I think it's funny. I had a good chuckle over it when the video dropped, and Someone said, I think people thought we were going to talk a lot about it. Somebody said, like, oh, Ben's gonna spite post.
Yeah,
Ben's gonna spite so much
for the notes. for the notes for this episode, I don't have much of my own, but I did type, Ben is going to talk about Trixie. That's all I've got on my notes.
Well, true.
I was assuming you would, like, have a big haha.
I think
you've already done that. I think your haha is already come and gone.
Yeah, I've said everything that I really have to say about it at this point. I just did want to acknowledge to anyone who was wondering, yes, I did see the video. Yes, it is funny. Yes, I did kill her. I did. This is my doing. Yes. So, good week. Good week for me. Did I really film that video in the same? I filmed that video, and
you
Trixie
filmed
died,
that video,
and I moved into a good house. Oh my god, it's a red.
I mean, moving
red
is a whole big thing. You've probably been like going all over the place for the past few days.
Yeah.
So it feels like a lot of stuff has happened, which it has. But for me, nothing happened.
No,
which is fine.
Lot of. I'm amazed. That so much. I genuinely thought that like the recording had been last week, and I had talked about it already on the show, but I guess I did not. So that's very funny. I'm watching my DoorDash delivery driver. I'm watching the little red dot crawl across the Google Maps and approach my house. He's 3 minutes away. And you know what? I think I lost. Oh my god, no! Oh no! I accidentally ordered the tofu! I meant to get the chicken, but I ordered the tofu! I'm so stupid! I'm such a fucking dweeb! Ew! I don't even like tofu! It's mediocre!
This is karma, Ben.
It's mid!
For killing Trixie.
The soy! Revenge of the soy! I don't even know what that means. Oy vey. All right, he's almost here. He's outside my door. He's probably getting out of the car right now. Oh my god, attention.
Do you hear the footsteps?
I do not hear the footsteps. I'm waiting for the map to update and say delivered. Oh my god.
I don't want to start like a thing and then have you say, "Oh, I gotta go eat. I gotta go do that. I gotta go open the door."
I think I've got to go grab it from downstairs. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. What else is going on?
Well, I guess if there's anything to talk about, is that I'm trying to get more productive, and it's difficult not shitting on yourself.
Oh, Gib, you're always trying to be productive. What's up with that?
Because we're the procrastinators.
Always trying to do things.
And I'm trying to be pro-actionator.
The productinators. The
productionators.
Yeah, sure.
Because, like, September in my head was like, okay, September is going to be my working on Clarissa, getting that done. I still have these commissions to do. I still have a few Lord of Ghosts books to send off that have been returned, and I just haven't got around to those things. And I'm like, my default like reaction to wasted time is to shit on myself and to be like very like realist, but like harsh.
God, it's difficult. It's so mid. It's so mid. It sucks. I hate tofu.
and it's so difficult to like balance your realist like production like your work ethic stuff. You've got to be serious. You've got to be sensible. You've got to treat the work with respect and not slack off. But I can't like depress myself because that's also bad. It's difficult trying to figure out the perfect balance. Because I want to
when you say depress yourself, what do you mean by that?
To like, I don't know, trigger depressive mood.
Triggered.
Trigger
SJW.
depressive mood by like
soy.
by like giving myself a hard time instead of being more optimistic about doing better in the future. I feel like if I just say every time like, oh well, I didn't work today, but I'll try next day. I'll do better later. I feel like that it feels a little too insincere. I gravitate to wanting to be more harsh. Like, no, this is not acceptable. You gotta do better. But I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to bully myself because that has led to bad things in my brain.
You don't want to do what Rubber Ross did to that NFT artist and make her kill herself.
Even though she's fine.
Yeah, well,
I don't think we mentioned that nobody actually killed themselves in that whole thing.
Well, I think
it was just a potential.
Yeah, nothing actually happened. Nothing actually happened. Just this girl stopped posting, and Unique was like, "What if she killed herself, though? What if that happened?"
It would be sad.
That would be fucked up. Yeah,
it would be very It would be very fucked up.
Wouldn't be Ross's fault, but yeah, it would be pretty fucked up. Yeah.
So I don't know. I've made measures to make my work day more like structured and in a way that I can like work with instead of like, when you wake up late and like some of the day is gone and it's like, oh, I have less hours to work. This sucks, and then it makes it harder to get out of bed than it would have been if you got up earlier.
The day's already wasted.
Yeah, there's like things that it's like, okay, it doesn't matter when I start, but from when I start, I have to do at least 3 hours, then take a break for an hour. And then, wherever I end up, that's the end of my day. It's not like I'm not bound by the sun. I can work around the sun. It's fine.
Yes. But it feels like, even though you have the same, 14 or 16 hours awake or whatever, if it starts late and ends late, it feels like less than if it starts early and ends early.
Yeah, and it definitely feels amazing when you happen to wake up and just get out of bed for, I don't know, you get out of bed to pee, and then you're like, you know what, this time I'm not gonna go back into bed. I'm gonna do stuff, and then it's your normal breakfast time, but you already had breakfast and you've done some work already, and it's like, wow, so good, like it's the perfect thing. Getting out of bed is the hard part, but I think not shitting on yourself for not getting out of bed is also an important thing.
Right. I mean, when you do that, I'm
trying to make it so that, like, no matter when I get out of bed, the day starts. Even if I, like, open my phone, I look at a video that I don't even like looking at.
So instead
for 2 hours and then get out of bed, that's when the day starts.
I mean, there's something to be said for, like, if you recognize that, like, you feel better when you wake up early. There's something to be said for, okay, well, since I know that about myself, I should, ensure that I wake up early. That makes me feel better. I guess it's fine to also be like, well, I should try to feel better even if I don't do that. I guess it's two different approaches to solving that issue. There's
different approaches. Basically, the idea that I've been working with is like having a schedule, but adjusting based on how I react to it. If it's going to lead to burnout, maybe I change an aspect of it for the next day. And if it's too lenient, maybe rein it in a bit. And I don't know, I'm just trying things, but I'm ultimately not getting a lot of work done. And it feels bad. Can't really get away from the fact that it feels bad that I don't know, I'm just slow at creating things. I'm slow at getting into a work groove, and it's difficult forcing myself to act in ways that I'm not used to.
Sure.
That's my conundrum. Can you help?
Do you think you say, okay, so you say you're slow. Is that like, do you think that is like, what do you mean, like,
what are you, stupid?
Yeah, I mean, is that like, you mean just like when you work you do it slowly, or do you mean you take a long time to
no, it's not that I'm slow
to doing something?
It's not that I'm slow particularly. It's that I get very impatient and very antsy very often. So I could work for 40 minutes before I'm like, you gotta do something else.
I think that's normal.
It's normal, but like it would be nice if I could work for 2 hours, and then that's more sure. Like, it's a nicer rounder number. There's more you can do with the 2 hour window. But like, if it turns out that my break thing is like every 40 minutes I need to take a break, I could try that. I think I should try that, like, more deliberately.
I feel like if you find that that's the natural rhythm that you fall into, it might be worth, trying to structure your day and your time around that pattern. I think to a large extent, there's something to be said for just like knowing yourself, and rather than trying to like fix your tendencies, just try and go with the flow, so to speak.
Yeah, go with like structure my work day and my plans around the way that I naturally would do things.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't mean I do nothing.
Right.
So that I think I should do more frequent breaks and less length. It always sucks when you go on a break and you're like, I'm on a break. Oh, it's over. No, I want the break to be an hour long, 2 hours maybe. And then it's like, well, then I'm working for 40 minutes and having a 2-hour break in between. It's like, that's not gonna work long term. I need to change that. I need to be more gooder.
Right.
Dang it.
Who doesn't? Sorry not to be off topic, but I feel good that when I think about the fact that I smoked that cigarette last night, I don't think like, oh, it was good, I want another one. I think, ew, gross. Yuck. Feels
That
disgusting.
is good.
Yeah.
It
was fine.
Would you say you were addicted? I mean, most people who smoke
I would say,
get a bit addicted at the very least. But.
Yeah, for a period there, I would get some I would crave it. Like, oof, a cigarette would feel good right now. Or like, ugh, I want to go do that. And I mean, I would do it. There were periods where I would smoke basically every day. Although I never was like a pack a day smoker. I would generally smoke maybe a few a day. Maybe like 6 or 8 at most in a day. So I would say I had a bit of a if you're getting cravings for it, you're a little addicted. So for a while there. Not anymore though. It's literally the pandemic. The pandemic just made me not want to leave my house, so I didn't go and buy cigarettes. Thanks, COVID.
Thank you, COVID.
Thank you, COVID. You've done so much for us. Although, damn, I saw an article. Wow, this tofu sucks. I saw an article that was like, hey, so COVID has made everybody sicker. Everybody has like worse lung and heart and brain issues now. The whole population is sicker. And they compared it like it's as though everybody in the world took up smoking. It's like the entire population just started smoking cigarettes and now they are all smokers. Like that's the damage to just health in general that COVID has done to the population.
Maybe on aggregate, do they mean like people who got the pandemic, the virus, like before vaccines and survived?
I don't know. Is
there any difference?
I would imagine that it probably is worse for people who got it before they were vaccinated. Worse for people who have gotten it multiple times. I'm sure that the damage is proportional to like how much COVID have you had.
Because occasionally I'm like, wow, that was a long pause. Maybe I have COVID brain fog, but I don't freak out about it for some reason. I'm just sort of like, I mean, I've always been kind of dumb. I've always been kind of slow.
I freaked out about COVID brain fog. The fact of the matter is that lots of things cause what might be called brain damage. And
such as using Twitter, such as
eating soy, which I'm doing right now. I'm getting brain fog just from the smell of this delicious tofu. And sometimes I can't think of something and I think, oh God, is it brain fog? But then I'm like, I always was like that. I always had those moments. It's not weird. I don't think COVID has changed my thought patterns in any meaningful way. So
yeah. Nor me, but like if it did, then I mean I'd work with it. I'd have to work with it, but like it's the sort of thing that happens to most people at some time in their life. Maybe just COVID. Like, oh, if I'm like older, if I get to like 60, and that starts happening because of age. The COVID brain fog would have made it happen much earlier. Well, I mean, 60-year-olds are not completely out of. They're not completely powerless. Yeah, they can do it. Yeah, I can do it. There's nothing to freak out about, I suppose. At least not for me. But it is a good excuse. It is a good excuse where I'm like sitting there and thinking, I gotta do a work oh, I can't do it. COVID brain fog, probably. Got a bit of that fog.
I had, you know what? I had thoughts like that even before COVID. I would think like I would be sitting there and I would be thinking like, why can't I do anything? Why am I so bad at everything? Why am I stupid? Why am I such a failure? Am I just dumb? Is there just something wrong with me? So, you know, if now I can blame COVID at least.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So that's really what's been going on in my mind. The only thing I've been consistent with, which is good, is that my workout regimen has been done like 3 times a week.
That's good.
Consistently since the beginning of July. So I'm not slipping.
That's very good.
And regardless of how good the workout is, I'm doing it when I have to do it, and that's good.
You know, one of the friends I was hanging out with last night told me that they started seeing a therapist. They got on I think it was Wellbutrin. I think it was Wellbutrin. They got on some kind of antidepressant medication, and they said they've started exercising. They've done a regimen, and they had like just started, so I couldn't really evaluate like, oh yeah, it seems to be improving their life or whatever. But I don't know. Seems like it's good for people.
Yeah, I mean, exercise is good generally, just to move your body around. But I don't know whether my workout is like strenuous enough to be a very huge. But it's definitely a positive.
It's
definitely a
80-20 rule. Even a little bit is like a big improvement.
Yeah. It's good in that way physically, but it's also good knowing that I'm keeping up with that, even if I'm like not creative some of the time. Then I'm like, I still have this Lord of Ghosts that's been sent back, and I haven't done anything. It's still in like the packaging that they sent it back in. Like they ripped open the envelope and everything's fucked up, and I just didn't want to open it and figure out how to send it back.
I've got terrible news. One of the Lord of Ghosts button eyes came off of his sheet, and I moved.
No,
he lost one of. I have the button.
I mean,
it was detached. So.
It was hand stitched, every button.
I know.
So it's likely that will happen because I'm not a perfect sewer.
It's okay because I minted him as an NFT, and so even though he's been destroyed, nothing has changed. I still have the asset. I still control the asset. It's fine. What were we talking about? I have not been working out. I have been dieting. I've been eating pretty clean, and I have lost a lot of weight, and I'm back down to the weight that I was when I was working out like 2 years ago, even though I have not been. So I guess I'm just skinny now. I mean, I'm not that skinny, but skinny by my standards.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's gooder.
Mm-hmm. I just do this. I just cycle between like weighing like 160, and then I'll go up to like 200, and then I'll lose the weight down to like 160, and I'm at the low point in my cycle. And I hope to keep it that way. I hope to stay here this time.
Well, it's time to go back up if you're at the lowest point. Mm-hmm. That's how curves work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Over time, it has to fluctuate the same amount.
It's an infinite spiral. Just like DNA.
You need to put on 40 pounds of just muscle.
Honestly, absolutely. Honestly, I do need to do that. Yeah, that would rule.
Eat a raw steak while bench pressing or whatever. Whatever it is you muscle heads do.
All I would need to get back to lifting, and I would need to just eat more protein. I already eat a lot of protein. I'm not keto anymore, but I do eat meat. Just meat makes up a pretty high percentage of my diet anyway, so I think I'm good on that. I realized I have like a huge 5-pound bag of protein powder that I've like barely used, so I should start using that. Ugh. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed in this food. I don't even want to finish it. It's sad. Just
save it for me. I'll come get it.
Okay. Ugh. We've been going for 2 hours. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. Oh shit! I didn't tweet Ask PCP this week. Should I do that now? Should I?
You may as well.
All right.
I feel like we're not going to miss out on that much.
No, not really. I meant to. I said I would fix the speak pipe after I moved. Well, I have moved and I haven't done it, but I mean, I just been here for like 2 days. So this week I will try and do that. Someone just added the PCP account and said "fool." Oh wait, they were adding me last week saying I didn't fix the voicemails yet. They said Phobos Roblos says "fool" at me. True.
Oh, I guess I can say on my RuneScape adventure, I have been mining iron still, but I'm very close to level 85 mining. I'm like 8 or 7 hours of mining away from getting 85 mining, which means I'll be able to mine Runite ore, which is the best ore because it's blue-ish. It's like teal. It's a teal blue.
Mm.
And I will be
Love
able to... I'm going to go to the wilderness. I'm going to see what it's like trying to get a single piece of ore. And I might make a video about that momentous occasion. Little follow-up from the previous one. That's my RuneScape lore. It's so fun.
Yes.
It's so interesting.
Yes, that's right. That's correct. RuneScape.
RuneScape.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of what to say in the Ask PCP message. Hey, Ask PCP, we're almost done recording. Sorry if we miss your message this week, lol, but reply here, and we'll read your post. Okay, thank you.
Post haste.
Yeah. Oh shit! I should have said that. I should have said post haste, but I didn't. Okay, that's great. It looks like shit. My message sucks. Oh, you know what? You know what does blow about this house though? The internet's actually quite bad. I'm actually glad that it has not cut out. I get pretty long periods where like the internet just kind of craps out and stops working. So I have to figure out what to do.
Is that an improvable problem, or is it just like could you do the thing with the internet boosters?
Yeah,
what are they called?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi extender. I'm gonna try and set that up and see if it fixes the problem. But yeah, at the moment my internet is not very reliable, so I'm glad that it has not fucked up this call, at least. Yeah, it's probably improvable. We'll see. You know what? Let me see if we had any messages from last week that we didn't read. I think. Yeah, we got another. I think we got another art mail from New. Here. Yeah, I think this is a sequel. No, this is the same. No, this is the same one, isn't it?
Oh, it's the nose. I'm gonna look at it again anyway.
No, this is the same one. New is doing a bit for the Dojin. The Dojin is coming along, by the way. Kaiju did 2 more pages. Oh, I think I posted them in the PCP server, so you saw them.
Oh wait, Kaiju's done?
Yeah, the ones that I posted were by Kaiju.
Let me have a look. Oh, they are.
Yeah.
They were more similar to the other thing. I thought.
See, that's why I thought Kaiju would be a good replacement, because they kind of have a sort of similar style. See, you can almost not even tell them apart.
That was yeah.
But
a few weeks ago, I was saying like, fuck it, have different art styles. But it is nice if they're like,
yeah,
the anime vibe is similar.
Yeah, well, I think Drinking Moth has done a pretty good job of matching the style as well. New will not match at all, and that's okay. Simsy...
That's okay by me.
Simsy's page looks actually closer than I expected. He got more He got
I
closer.
haven't seen the Simsy one. Is it just a sketch right now?
It's just a sketch. I can show you if you want, actually.
Yeah, DM me or put in the PCP chat.
Where did he post that? Here we go. It's only partially. Can I even copy this? It might be too big. Oh no, it's posting. There it is.
Oh, I think I did see this somewhere. Maybe I didn't.
I don't
I like
remember
the-
posting it, but
Yeah, it does. It's got the chibier.
Yeah,
Chibier than Simsy usually does.
yeah, it's
Very nice.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's good. It looks good. It's pretty close.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Only half the page is done, but like it looks cute.
But
I like
yeah,
the
I mean,
gun girl.
yeah, I picked Kaiju at first because I thought he was a pretty close match in terms of style to Ed, but it don't really. I mean, he's taking too long. It would never get done if I just let him do the whole thing. So, oh well. Anything done is better than anything complete is better than anything not complete. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
It sure is good to have complete things completed.
I think I heard
Completely.
that from Brian Lee O'Malley, but I don't think it's an original. I think he was quoting someone else on his Tumblr or his blog or something when he said
The best
What-
thing you can do is make Scott Pilgrim.
he said on the subject of like finishing things versus like being a procrastinator or like a perfectionist who's like, you know, oh, I never finish anything because it's never good enough. I never finish it. And he said, well, anything complete is automatically better than anything that isn't complete. So like, if you don't finish something, it's worthless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still hard to like really feel that sometimes though.
Yeah.
Like I know it so well, and it's like, yes, of course it's better that I do it. But I
Mhm.
don't want it to suck. I want to do it good.
Right.
I want to make a nice drawing sometime.
Right. Sure.
But like unironically, the half of
but
the
drawing is
Clarissa
hard.
Gunsmoke,
But drawing's hard.
But
You try and it still doesn't look good, but that's okay.
that's okay.
That's okay.
Red Man is so smart.
Yeah, he's got a down to earth wisdom. He's got a humble mind.
Humble brain.
I think that we got a. Stop me if we read this question last week from Rob. Hey, right now I'm having issues with my parents being unsupportive of my lifestyle. Have you ever experienced something similar? And if so, how did you cope? Were you able to get through to them eventually? I'm having a hard time with this. Did we read that one last week?
I don't think we read that one, no.
Okay. Parents being unsupportive of your lifestyle. I guess, I mean, the closest thing, I would say when I was like shortly out of college, my dad did not understand why I was not getting a job, why I was not out pounding the pavement looking for, 40 hours a week, regular employment. So he would be very frustrated with me over that stuff. And how did I cope with it? Honestly, I just kind of had to placate him as best I could because I was living under his roof, so like I couldn't just tell him to fuck off. I just kind of had to grin and bear it and do what he said for a while, and then eventually I moved out, and now I don't have to do what he says anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I never really had a lot of like non-supportiveness from my parents,
Mhm.
but I have like had like, yeah, you should probably try to do this. We'd like it if you did that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm trying. I think at the time when I told them that I was making money off Patreon, they
Yeah.
stopped caring so much because their worries were mostly that I wasn't able to support myself.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I'm bringing money in. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
So they don't really mind too much.
Yeah. Well, we got a question about what do you do if your parents are unsupportive of your lifestyle? How do you cope with it? Talk to them, or don't talk. What?
What if you're unable to escape?
I'm not sure if Rob lives with his parents or not. He did not specify.
I mean, the
Also, hi Cheesy, welcome back.
Hi Cheesy.
Hello,
yes,
I'm back. Yes.
I mean, I feel like if you're living with your parents, this is the sort of situation where you would need to find a way to cope because you can't escape them.
If you can't, yeah, you're gonna have to really do a lot of like find ways to hide what you do. I mean, I would just try everything in your power to move out.
If it comes down to like just a fundamental difference of values, like they think you should be doing something else and you don't think so. Yeah, some might be that the only thing to do is you gotta just go on your own and do something else.
And if it's not possible, I would say don't worry about lying to them in the meantime. Don't worry about lying through your teeth just so that they don't like ruin.
I would say lying
you're doing.
I would say lying is acceptable.
Lying until you can get out of there, and then getting out of there. If it can't be resolved, don't worry about being like secretive.
I would say I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. Like, what does he mean by lifestyle? Does he mean, I don't know, because he's gay or a furry or something like that, or does
trans,
he mean like,
or does he politically mean like not aligned with the parents or something?
Maybe that, or does he mean like is he like a NEET or something, or he doesn't have a job or something like that, or he wants to be one thing and they think like, no, you should be going to school, you should get a job or something like that. It sort of depends on what exactly the issue is.
But largely, if you're unable to gain independence, try not to like aggravate them, I suppose. If they are likely to throw you out or like burn a bridge or like cause you problems.
You have to guard your connection to support. What oh fuck, my alarm's going off. I mean you have to do what you have to do in order to ensure that you will not be thrown out on the street, right?
Look, maybe I don't know. Don't not consider maybe killing your parents as an option too. Like that could be on the table as well. You know.
I don't know. I feel like you get in trouble for that.
Like if you want, like it's all about you being comfortable, and they're in the way of that. Well,
like that they turn the channel when you want to watch something. It's like it's my turn for the TV, and you got to do something.
My parents
you can't
just
watch TV at another time. You have to destroy them.
My parents don't approve of my lifestyle. They don't understand why I watch all of Quentin Review's 9-hour-long Disney Channel sitcom retrospectives. They think it's cringe, and I can't. Why can't I explain that it's important to us Zoomer culture?
Look, Mom. I know. Pan Pizza just fired me from being his podcast editor. Okay, I'm in between jobs right now. All right, so I can't let you any drug money this week.
My parents are stupid. My parents are fucking loony lefties, and they don't think I should be minting NFTs. They have an agenda. They're trying to. Yeah.
Once this NFT is bought up, I'm moving the fuck out of this shithole. I just know it.
They're trying to bully me. They're trying to bully me into suicide for making NFTs.
They're trying to cry bully me. They're taking away
cancel me.
Don't they?
My parents won't stop going on Twitter and trying to cancel me. Making up grooming allegations. They think it's funny.
Oh my gosh.
Damn. Gosh. Yeah. Have we answered this guy's question?
Oh, but in all seriousness, if you're like gay or trans, you should move the fuck out of there as soon as possible. If they're against that lifestyle, you're not gonna live comfortably, and eventually, like hiding is gonna make you go fucking insane. You gotta leave.
If that's the issue, then yes, I would think so. Although, I mean, if you can't support if you can't support yourself and you gotta do what you gotta do, and if like being openly whatever is gonna get you homeless, you might have to be sneaky to preserve your access to vital resources.
You got to treat it like a survival game.
Yeah.
You can't let your bars go too low.
Exactly.
Look,
that's the extent of that.
I think the perfect strategy would be just don't pay the IRS any taxes.
That's the one. That's the advice.
Find like 3 other guys who are like Z-list internet celebrities, like move in with them, and then just save money for an RV, and I think you'll be
Start rapping.
You'll be on the right.
Start a rap collective supergroup. Yeah,
rapping is hot right now, and
it
and
will. It will. If you need practice, you can practice by rapping along with Linkin Park, and that
also
will increase your skills.
MCU videos. Make videos where you talk about the MCU. You know, and anything. Maybe make a podcast where you talk about She-Hulk every week or something.
Listen, in life, your parents are the ultimate big money connections. You must preserve them. You must preserve them at any cost. All right. Enough of that. Let's something. Psy Mondays says, I know you update Spotify before. I know you mentioned the EP cap. Maybe you can make a new account or try a different distributor. I use Anchor FM, same comp as Spotify. It's simple upload to auto distribute to Spotify. Signed, one of the fans who uses Spotify. I don't want to make a different account. I mean, I guess we could. I guess we could just make it like a Pro Crastinators Spotify account too, because the first one hit its episode limit.
2 Crastinators, because there's 2 of us.
Honestly, maybe that is the thing to do. Ugh, what a hassle.
The 2 Crastinators. They're crass and they're 2 of them.
You know what? It's true. Okay. Senki C. Warby Seedle says, how does the guest system work? Is there an open invite to select people whoever shows up is in, or is there something more to it? It's pretty much just like if you've been a guest before, yeah. Previous guests are mostly welcome to come back on if they want to. I mean, Neverpaint and Asha were on the other day, and that was just Neverpaint just asked me if they could come on because he wanted to talk about Tolkien, and I said okay. And I kind of knew those guys, like I'd seen them around and talked to them on Discord and on Twitter and stuff before, so I already kind of knew them. Basically, it's just if we know you and you ask to come on, we'll usually say yes, and that's the
how I got on this episode.
Oh yeah, you just said, "Hey Ben, I want to talk about fucking Uniquenameosaurus' stupid video," and I said that's easier for me than watching it. So yes.
Yeah, we were all just shitting on it already. Yeah. And Ben's server. And
that's right.
Oh, well, I could extend this.
That's right.
Also helps me like flesh out my ideas. Because I might make a video response to his. I'm on the fence about it, but because I've been so fucking busy.
I mean, doesn't sound like a terrible idea.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna name it something like I watched this 8-hour-long video, so you don't have to.
That would be compelling.
Actually, that's a good. I like that. I think that's a good idea.
It's a good title.
It's a good title.
Yeah.
It has the right attitude.
Hello, I'm the drama critic.
I watched an 8-hour video.
Hello, I'm Cheesy Manfredo. I watch.
That's good. The next question was, will It's Also Ugly catch up to One Piece, or will he wait until 2 Piece to do so? I will catch up. I'll get around to it. I've been busy. As I've...
2 Piece's Bikini Bottom.
What?
It's SpongeBob.
Oh yeah. That's when the crew meets SpongeBob. And honestly, like, I love this little guy.
Honestly, why not? Honestly, why not?
Oh, I can picture it in my head. Luffy meets SpongeBob. He's like, "Oh, I love this little guy. You want to be our crew chef?" And then Sanji starts crying like, "But I thought I was crew chef."
They just have Krabby Patties.
Yeah. Oh my God, Sanji versus SpongeBob, like SpongeBob versus Neptune.
Like
the
cook-off.
It's funny though, because the SpongeBob is canonically like very small compared to a human.
Yeah, he's the size of a sponge.
Yeah. He's the size of a sponge, so it would be like Sanji in this big chef thing, and
so
then
it would
SpongeBob
be like
in a fishbowl next to him making Krabby Patties.
It'd be funnier if SpongeBob is also stronger than Sanji, and like he usurps his spot in the monster trio.
Sandy and Sanji have to get into like a karate kick fight with each other. They're equally matched. Wait, and then SpongeBob punches Luffy, and Luffy absorbs it because he's made of rubber, and then Luffy Gomu Gomu Gatling guns SpongeBob, but SpongeBob just absorbs all the blows because he's a sponge. And like, oh, we can't beat each other. We're at a stalemate.
And he's all like, wait a second, SpongeBob is the key here. He's gonna be the guy who's gonna take on Bartholomew Kumo as they enter the fucking Celestial Dragon's territory.
This is
SpongeBob's gonna be the one who's gonna be 1v1.
This is good, actually. This is funny. I almost want to.
One Piece writes itself.
One sponge piece. One sponge.
I'll feel cringe.
One Bob.
This is gonna make me feel cringe if I don't do it. If this episode comes out and I didn't do this, I almost want to draw it.
And then and then Luffy beats up Plankton. He's like, you're trying to take away that Krabby Fatty formula. SpongeBob needs that.
Who would fight Plankton?
Obliterates Plankton.
I think Nami and Usopp would fight Plankton, and Plankton would be in some sort of giant robot or something.
I think
Plankton would be taken in by Buggy's crew.
I think Zoro would fight Sandy, because Sandy is like black coated and all like the human media.
Does Zoro fight black people?
Zoro
he
Zoro only fights like darker. Majority of his fights are with darker
he fought
skin
King,
people.
And he fought, I forget what number he was, but the guy who could turn himself into
number
swords.
one.
He was number one. He fought King and he fought number one. Kaku is white for sure, so that's an exception. But
he's Jewish.
okay, sure. Yeah.
And,
you can tell because of the
Zoro's
giraffe.
Always talking about
because I don't know about that.
And Zoro's always talking about wanting to remove Usopp. I remember there was a whole TikTok where someone explained
that Zoro is racist. Wait, what does he say about removing Usopp?
Yeah, that's like...
Oh, do you remember when Usopp was...
He always jokes about
Usopp was, left the crew?
Yeah.
Because they were going to get rid of the Going Merry.
In Water 7, right?
Yeah, and Zoro was like, everyone was like, no, Usopp, don't go, and Zoro's like, if you're a man, be a man and like actually act on this instead of whining. If you're gonna leave the crew, leave. You know, that's the sort of stance he took.
He almost called him boy, but he restrained himself.
Yeah, and then Usopp was like, you know what? You're right. I'm leaving. And like even Luffy was like, no, don't go. But Zoro was like, no, this is how the pirate's life is. A pirate's life for me. And he takes a drink.
He said it.
I think my favorite little joke is when they get Usopp back, like after he apologized and Luffy like stretches out to grab him, and he's back on the ship. Zoro, I love the little thought bubble that Zoro has where he's like, "Damn, I guess I gotta stop saying that." Because he started saying it like after Usopp left, just casually around. Finally. Yeah, but once Usopp's back, he's like he's not man enough to say it in front of Usopp's face.
Yeah, Zoro's a big he's a big free speech guy. He thinks you're thinking it. You might as well say it. Everybody thinks it.
He's not even Japanese.
Zoro would be on the Joe Rogan
LARPing.
podcast.
No.
I can see it.
Fucking yeah.
Yeah.
Where was I? How did we even get on this subject? Oh, will I catch up on One Piece?
SpongeBob.
I will catch. Yeah.
SpongeBob.
I hope that answers George Bubman's question. The next question is: Ask BCP, how was/is the Foucault you read/are reading, Ben? I won't take too long to answer this, but I'm only like 70 pages into this big ass book of it, and mostly what I've been reading is about the development of the Western justice system and how there used to be different. Basically, there used to be like a trial. There didn't used to be things like criminal trials. There didn't used to be like a state prosecution. It used to just be a civil matter between two individuals, one of whom was wronged by the other, and it would basically just be a matter of rallying the community to like get people on your side to say fuck that guy, he fucked me over, and then just people would just demand reparations from each other and enforce that by whatever force they could muster. And it was basically just like a slightly more civil way of conducting like war and banditry and violence against each other. It was like we don't have to kill each other. We don't have to engage in an armed conflict. However, you are an asshole and I hate you and I am going to kick your ass. So you can just let me do that, or you can like pay me some money and I'll leave you alone. And such and such about like the church model of the inquiry is sort of the basis for what we now consider like a criminal trial, a fact-finding enterprise of like determining what happened and what was done in the past and by who. And this was like a model that didn't used to really exist. So it's interesting, and I like it, and I should read more of it. I've only read I have not been reading very fast because I'm only 70 pages in. That's a page a day or something. Probably averages out something like that. Next question is, we've got another oh god, we've got another Imgur album from Vinny. Here, I'll post it. Yeah. There.
Is Benny the? Oh, okay.
He's this.
Yeah,
he's
this guy.
This guy with the.
Are these? Have we seen these before? I feel like I've seen some of these.
This one, I don't think.
Oh no,
no, I think these are new. I like that I'm skinny in this picture. That's the truth now.
It's funny how well all of the musculature is done on that.
He is, yeah. Yeah, he's very. Vinny is very. He's very focused on that.
This looks like shipping art. Like this person ships you guys together.
I guess so.
Ben Saint's stand, slime time form of Whoopity. The byproduct of his body fuels the form of his stand. After Ben experienced ketosis for the first time, the spirit of his fat cells manifested his stand slime time. Ben Saint's proficiency and imagination further developed his uses of his latent abilities. The filth, slime, and sludge surroundings of Ben Saint's surroundings can be transmuted into slime, and he can manipulate with his stand. The limitation to Ben Saint's abilities depend on his hydration and knowledge of chemical compounds. The story of you trolling otherkin forms is where I got the idea of your fat, that is now your slime, being the basis of your Jojo stand. Oh my god, I can't believe he remembers that. When I used to make troll accounts to troll the otherkin forms.
I don't remember that either.
Well, yeah, one that I had was I was what character that I made up was a guy who believed in Japanese style nature spirits, and he he was a feeder. He was a I'm gonna get as fat as possible sort of guy who believed that he was the incarnation of his own body fat, and he just wanted to increase himself. That guy got banned really fast.
That's pretty epic.
That guy got banned fast, and he was banned because the profile picture I used was an old painting of a fat nobleman. But that doesn't seem fair. It was literally just a picture of a fat guy. What is objectionable about that? It's stupid.
They're fat phobic.
They were fat phobic. I was just living my truth, and they didn't like it. They didn't appreciate it. Gib and Take Stand platformer. Gib can be seen being 100% cuter than Ben Saint in any given moment. I mean, okay. That's the power?
That's my power.
That's just real life, though.
Yeah. That's the power you really have. Yeah.
That's yeah.
This next one is, I guess I'm wearing a Chris Chan striped shirt, and I have a Sonichu medallion. I don't think it's the Sonichu medallion, it's a Sonichu medallion. And I seemed very, very happy about it. Cool. Would you buy Slime Corp brand Sonichu merch from this man? Oh, and then My Chemical Vape? My Chemical Romance? I was listening to my emo music and felt inspired. Hippo at the Disco. Gib and Takes. And I get the Disco version. Okay, these are album covers with us.
Oh,
okay.
I get it. I don't know the album covers, so
I don't know them either. Listen to Pray for a Wicked and Death of a Bachelor. Oh, I know Death of a Bachelor. Ben Saint being Nauta. Yeah, I'm just being cool shirt. Yeah, alright. This one. Gib is Haruha Haraku. Hara Hura Haraku?
Am I the
You're moped lady.
I'm moped.
Vespa woman.
I'm gonna FLCL. I was gonna say OKKO,
yes.
but that's not the 4-letter word that is.
Not the same. Not the same.
It's fully coolie.
Fully half coolie.
The pig will
be
be the pig will be explained in the next page of the comic, which I haven't been able to get back to. I've been working 12 hours every day, and at work is the only time I can manage to doodle these little images with whatever pen I can steal.
Based.
Okay, there you
like
are.
That grind.
Me. Base like that thing you're hitting me with in the next drawing.
I'm gonna kill you.
If only you
could
play
is that
Pillow's
you?
music without getting... I think so, yeah. I think? I mean, I'm supposed to be Naota in this
Oh, I see.
situation. The next one after this is Naota going into his room when Haraku is shaking her butt.
From episode
Harako.
5.
Harako. What a slimy little guy. Look at you. Look at...
It's a whoopity. I'm holding a
Oh, hey,
whoopity and I'm
Ben.
shaking my butt.
Why don't you put on some clothes? How's this? Not what I had in mind. Or this. Pyong! I know this scene. Why? Alright, this is getting a little weird. Eleazar, don't show the next image. I think if you think it'll get flagged by YouTube, this is part of some Ben Saint exclusive arts I sent him for his personal amusement, but I guess it's to be known by all.
I glomped you, and I pounced on you in an anime fashion.
I mean, you've seen this scene from the show.
From anime?
You're familiar with Fooly Cooly. You've seen Fooly Cooly.
I watched it once. I don't remember scenes from it, necessarily.
Oh, well.
This seems like the things that happen in anime.
It's specifically Fooly Cooly. But, yes, these are iconic moments. Me vaping, using my down B. Oh, it's got a little unicorn. It's like a unicorn cloud coming out of
You
the
made a
vape
vape and you will have sex with her, is what you say.
Now I was. Oh, I created I see. I vaped Celestia into existence. Well, good for me. It now has to be known publicly now. Ben Saint is into some serious horsing around. We gon'
Is that
I wanted to make Ben.
Sonichu?
I think so. It's a Sonichu. Maybe it's Christian. Yeah, it's Christian Sonichu because she has the medallion mark on her chest there. I wanted only to make Ben Saint giggle with a thing to satiate his own personal palate of fetish, but here it is to be known. Ew, I don't like this next one.
Oh boy, says Ben Saint.
Oh boy, when I see a vagina. Oh boy. Ben Saint forced my innocent hands to drawing sexual implications of him with a female. I was merely an innocent boy before I watched 1 second of Ben Saint on youtube.com/Ben Saint. Yeah, true. Thanks.
These are outrageous.
These are outrageous. I have a headache now. My hangover got worse. Here's my water.
You have a hangover?
I do. I didn't mention it. Yes, I have a hangover today. It was getting better, but from what? From alcohol.
Why were you drinking? What was it?
I was hanging out with some buddies that I hadn't seen in a while. Just chilling with the boys.
I'll allow it.
Just having a drink with the boys. Even though it's soy to do that, I did it anyway.
Is it gay to hang out with other men?
Someone said.
Fellas.
Somebody said. I think it was Garbage Ape made a tweet that was like, conservative thought these days is like, it's like sports are degenerate. It's soy to have a beer with the boys. I don't know what he was responding to, but it rang true. Rang true for me. All right.
True that. I always thought sports were gay.
I know. I've been a conservative all my life. Okay, Mozilla Fennekin responds to the Ask PCP post says, "Oh, you'll read my post, huh? In that case, I post Ben is a loser."
Damn.
Well, they got me.
They
tricked me into saying it. Yeah, I swore I would never tell the truth about that, but I had to.
Oh, they're all gonna find out I'm a fucking loser. No.
Well, okay. So that's done for now. Oblivion Fall had this other SpeakPipe, the fuck Nate, the Nate fucker's SpeakPipe account, and we got some messages on there. Some of them are old. The first 3 are from like a year ago, more than a year ago, and then there's one new one. Okay, so you want to play those? We'll start with the one from February 2021. It's called My Name. Are we ready?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh! Okay.
I missed the voicemail so much.
Yeah, they're back, baby.
That is my name, yes. That's my name right there.
The next one is called Ben Taint. 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Did you know cum is keto?
Yep.
For me, that's not good enough. I must have Nate's cum, so I may enter the most true ketosis. With Nate's cum, I can make the best keto gummies, all out of cummies. But there's still one problem. I don't have Nate's cum yet.
That is a problem.
To get it,
what are we going to do
I'll
about
have to fuck Nate.
Yep.
To fuck Nate, I'll have to join the League of Nate Fuckers.
Yeah, what can you do?
Patreon.com/Ben Taint.
I wonder if that's real. Let me see here. Patreon.com/.
And it's
the League of Nate Fuckers actually fuck Nate? I thought the joke was they never do.
They got incelled by Nate.
They would have. If they got the chance. They would jump at the chance.
Nate was willing, but then Michelle came into the picture and just ruined everything.
She blocked everyone.
Nate was willing, but not able, tragically. Could not perform. The next one is called I Have Been a Fan of the P.
I've been fan of the P.
I can't read the whole thing. Yeah, it's cut off. Let's hear it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Nate Bestman. Give it to me.
No.
Nate Bestman. Nate.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The full title was I have been a fan of the Pro Crastinators podcast for 5 years. This is what happens to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know the iceberg meme and how like the guy on the side as you go down it, he becomes more and more of like a weird looking freak.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's like this is like at the bottom of the PCP iceberg. You sound like
at the very, very bottom of
there.
the PCP iceberg underneath it says I've been a fan of the PCP for 5 years. It's not it's just the length of time you are a fan, just you become like a freak. And you end
very
up down
accessible.
there. I get picture the whole iceberg and just weird phrases that like need like 2-hour videos to explain what they mean. Like all the way at the bottom, it's like it would say Jeff never left the PCP. One of the deep icebergs. Jeff never left the PCP.
There's one more. This is the only new voicemail it received. It's called Thoughts on Trixie, and it's 2 seconds long. So let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Bullying works.
Bullying works.
True.
Bullying does work.
True. We worked on J.K. Rowling.
Only centrists and cucks complain about bullying.
I would say, yeah, and
I
libertarians.
would say bullying works in the sense that in this situation, having a vocal force calling Trixie out for the bullshit she was doing did lead to more people like not caring anymore about her and what she was doing.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if bullying and anti stuff, people complaining about her, being mean to her, I don't think that's really did anything. Or I don't think it was the main thing is just people weren't watching. Like
sure, but like I feel like she would be doing better if there had been no like outrage like publicly about stuff.
I think it was
I feel like
factor,
it would have,
but I don't think it was the biggest
It would have
factor.
gone under the radar for a bunch of people, and they would just be like, "Wonder when the next video is," and then they would watch it. But she did, I guess she did change her content so much that people just left anyway. So I don't know.
I think that's a relatively smaller. There were definitely people that like got mad at her, decided they didn't like her anymore because of things she did or things she said or stuff like that. But I think in the main, it's just her content was different and bad now, and she was boring now, and that's what people just that's tuned out.
It. I guess bullying works is just a generally true term for various things, but maybe not in this situation.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're making videos people want to watch, they'll watch them even if they hate you. You know, or a lot of people will.
People will watch things, and that's the only thing that is true.
I'm willing to watch like an 8-hour long video just to confirm I hate it. You know?
Exactly. People do be watching. People do be consuming content, though.
And I'm willing to bet only a handful of people actually finish the video. And so I'm in a secret club, if you will.
It sounds boring.
It's like you beat Getting Over It. And you're in the secret forum.
Is that what the ending of Getting Over It is? The secret forum?
Yeah, it's a secret forum where people who have beaten the game can talk about how they beat the game with other people who beat the game. You can hack in there, but like the reward obviously means nothing if you didn't try to get there legitimately.
I bet there were a bunch of smart Alecs who thought they were real clever who would go on there and be like, I didn't beat the game. I found the link here somewhere. Haha. I'm sullying your space.
Knowing that the end reward is a forum kind of makes me like, I guess I don't want to finish reading the game now.
I mean,
I think
that's not what it's about, though. It's not about the reward.
No, and I think it's a cool like thing to do because people would, they want to beat the game to get the cool prize. Obviously, the reward is that you feel like you've accomplished something, and the forum is just sort of like a little bonus for people who want to feel like exclusive.
What if like what if you beat the game, the ultimate reward was like an NFT of you beating the game?
Like a Splash Mountain, take a picture, but an NFT.
Yeah, like at Disneyland they started giving NFTs.
Mints an NFT of you going on Splash Mountain. There's no picture or anything. It's just like an NFT that says you went on the ride.
That tofu made me sick. It's disgusting, and I hated it. I hated every second of it, and yet I ate all of it. Maybe that's why I'm feeling sick now. Maybe it's not the hangover coming back.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like me and your mom last night.
What? She made you sick?
She was disgusting, and I ate all of it, and now I feel sick.
Ew! I mean, bummer. That's a bummer, man. Oh no, that's the last of the voicemails. Thank God. No more of that.
Oh, good.
Well, there were technically two more voicemails that were just weekly reminder to play Ben's weekly reminder to play Deltarune Chapter 2 and Ben's weekly reminder to catch up on One Piece.
I've already been.
I never finished Chapter 2. Oh.
Yeah, never even started it. Never even opened that shit.
No, I didn't. I feel like Chapter 3 is probably coming out soon. It's been long enough.
Any day now.
Maybe.
Yeah, I missed the train when everyone was drawing like NSFW art of Queen.
Of Queen? Oh yeah, Queen, right.
Yeah. They should have given her like a name, like an actual name.
I love Deltarune.
Oh wait, people still draw Spamton. I keep forgetting he's a Deltarune.
Yeah, Spamton's the new Tumblr boy.
Is he, or is that ironic?
No, people legitimately love him. He's great. He's a very funny character, but he also can be like a Metaton-esque, like a Tumblr sexy boy, sexy man thing.
I had two mutuals who, like, once Spamton dropped, they drew nothing but Spamton. Right, like, that's all they fucking drew, just Spamton over and over again. And even to this day, they're still drawing Spamton. I
don't get it.
Well, of course you don't. You haven't played the game.
I haven't played the game, so what would I?
Like, why are all these people caring about something? I don't understand.
Who's this Steven Universe guy? What does he even do? Like, what has he ever done for me?
Hyperfixations be damned. My boy can draw.
Oh, I feel terrible. I feel actually sick now.
I feel like garbage.
This is my arc for this episode. Is I start out low and I just get lower. I start out saying, "Oh, I'm hungover. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I'm sick. Oh, I know. I'll get Chinese food. Oh, but it's only made it worse. Oh, but it's only." I went through I learned a lesson, a valuable lesson.
Don't buy Chinese food.
Just don't do it. Don't do it. MSG.
You caught
She's
something?
good.
You think you caught a little something?
Coronavirus?
Maybe.
No, although some people I know were exposed to it recently. So there's I was like third hand exposed to COVID, so I have to test myself in a couple days. But I think I think I'm probably in the clear because none of those people actually like got sick, so I probably won't either.
I got COVID back like at the start of August, and it really fucking like set back everything I was working on.
Yeah.
If anyone sees me on Twitter, it says like working on 5 comics, and I just say that a lot of stuff was supposed to come out a lot earlier, but it's fucking I couldn't do anything. And coincidentally, on the same day that I got COVID, my computer crashed so hard I needed to reinstall Windows.
Oh.
And when I reinstalled it, it deleted a bunch of my old files,
That blows.
including the episode of Main Character Syndrome I recorded that same day.
No.
Which was YOLO Swag Studios with Berries and Cream. And
Really? It got deleted?
Oh.
Yep.
That sucks so much.
Yeah, exactly. So I have to like get back on being ahead of myself with fucking Main Character Syndrome.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to there was a Kickstarter campaign I was supposed to start, but now it's gonna start later this month. Actually, have you guys seen my post about that?
No, I don't think so.
Was it an NSFW Kickstarter?
Yeah, I'm doing an NSFW anthology. Like, wait,
the anthology. Is it clown themed? Is it a clown porn anthology?
Yeah, it's called
Yes.
Clown Milk.
Yeah. You mentioned this to me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I recognized some of the art. I recognized some of the artists you showed me that are in it.
Yes. I don't want. Should I mention the artist? Should I? How much?
I mean, what's the harm?
Yeah, whatever. Because I kind of wanted to keep it a secret till the day of. But I mean, how much crossover does the PCP and my NSFW account have anyway?
Probably not too much.
Yeah, not too much. But yeah, the people involved. It's me and 2 other guys, and it's Galactabee and Super Spo. You guys know those guys?
I had seen them around. I'd seen their arts before. I recognize both of them.
I do not. I have not heard of those.
Super Spo is a buddy of mine, and Ben actually has mentioned his like stuff on the PCP before. And he mostly does like very like obese women commissions.
Score.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to look for Eleazar. I don't gotta put none of this on because some of it is very suggestive. But
we already showed that picture of Gib on top of me as Haruko.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, it sure was problematic for that adult Haruko to fucking hit on and have fucking sex with child Nanta. That was pretty fucked up.
And when in Rome, am I right?
I don't know what that means.
When in Rome.
When in Japan?
When in Japan,
Yes.
do as the Japanese do.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm trying to look for like art by Galactabee, but the guy
it was so fucked up. That hardcore sex scene between Haruko and Nata with Kanti watching. I didn't like it. It just felt a little off to me. I don't know.
This is a good art by Super Spo.
Yeah, Super Spo does the comic, Galactabee. And I mean, I'll tell you, I'll give you a little secret insight about the comic. All the comics are finished. I currently ordered test copies, and those are going to be coming soon. Once I get that, I am max reviving Pasta the Clown. He's coming back.
Oh my god! Wait, as a cartoon?
No, I'm going back to my clownification. I'm re-clowning myself.
Oh, very good.
I didn't realize you had unclowned.
Well, I know you changed your Twitter profile or your PFP.
All the Pasta the Clown accounts have been dormant. Although recently I've been like posting to kind of like, rally up some interest.
I know you've been doing My Alien Girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah. So you haven't been clown posting.
I've been clown posting in a while. I've been on. I also like after. I mean, if anyone reads My Alien Girlfriend, you might have noticed that it's mostly just been guest artists right now because my computer, even though I reinstalled Windows, there was like a bigger issue my computer had. And my usual tech guy, my usual buddy my buddy who actually built that computer for me after that GoFundMe I ran, has been ghosting me. Like, he just won't talk to me at all. Like, I've been DMing him on everything. I've been DMing him for weeks, and he's just not. I don't know what I did. Maybe I fucking offended him.
Jeez.
Or something. Yeah, so I had to go to a professional. The funny thing is that I even DM'd him, told him that I could pay him to like take a look at the computer and like, fix it. But he just was not interested. So I went to actual tech guys, and that happened like 2 weeks ago. So now that my computer's up and running again, I'm gonna go back to fucking drawing My Alien Girlfriend, and we're not gonna have guest artists for a good while now, actually.
Speaking of... Oh, yeah, no, go on.
No, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, speaking of things that happen that delay Kickstarters, that just reminds me about how... Yeah, I have not checked... Did I mention that the Chinese company lady ghosted me about, like, printing my book? Like, we friggin' had worked out a whole bunch of stuff about how to print the book, and then, like, when I'm finally ready to, like, order it, she just, like, stops responding.
I think you mentioned that, but I would have assumed she got back to you by now.
You know what? I have not checked in a few days. Maybe she did in the last week, and I just haven't seen it. But she didn't respond for, like, 3 weeks.
Worst case scenario, she fucking died.
Yeah, I gotta check. It's possible. Maybe she'll have gotten back to me. That would be a really big relief.
I don't know if this is still happening, but isn't it like in China they're on full lockdown or something? Like they're not even allowed to leave their apartments.
I not heard anything about that.
That was like a couple months ago. I remember, like they just weren't allowed, and they would get arrested if they are found outside of there.
I know they had really strict like lockdown stuff over there. I mean, I don't think it was the whole country, and like, I mean, how long could they keep that up?
Right. How long can they keep the lie up?
Yeah, the COVID lie. Yeah, how long?
COVID lie. How long can they keep it up?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, Ben. Do you know what's the percentage number that like Kickstarter takes from your campaign?
I think it's something like 10% or 9% or something like that. I would have to look it up.
That's what I figured.
It's around there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I gotta crunch the numbers. I mean, I crunched the majority of them already. Like for the Kickstarter, I have like a rough estimate about like how much the Kickstarter should be.
What are your estimates?
It's probably gonna be a little over 10,000 for the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Because each artist, the whole idea, the real goal of the Kickstarter was to get 3 months of my rent paid.
Right.
Right. That's the real goal.
Right.
And each artist is gonna get like 3,000.
Mm-hmm.
And the comics are each one of our comics is between 15 to 20 pages. And I kind of picked 3,000 at random because one of my buddies suggested it because they talked about like, oh yeah, this should cover rent for like a handful of months, and I'm like, oh yeah, I could just since I could just treat it as like the anthology is like the employer, and I run it, so I just get to decide how much I get fucking paid, right?
I guess so. I mean, that's one way to think about it.
Yeah, and so everyone's getting 3,000, and we're gonna try to print 100 books.
100 books for $10,000?
Yeah,
it seems. Wait, how big are these books?
The books are like 60 pages.
How much is one gonna cost?
How much is one gonna cost?
Yeah.
I was thinking like maybe around 25 to 35.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does that add up to $10,000?
Oh no, the printing company. Okay, wait, the print company for 100 books is gonna charge like around 700.
Okay, I'm just saying. All right, but if your goal is to sell 100 books, and if you're selling them for $25 a piece, that's $2,500. That's not $10,000.
Oh, okay. So, okay, so let me see how to word this to not sound like I'm an idiot. I guess. Okay, so it's like 9,000 for just to pay the artist, right? And
Right.
like 700 to print out like 100 books. And the thing is that like there's no guarantee. Like we're gonna have like we're gonna print out 100 of them, but the idea is that like you reserve a copy from a certain tier that you pay for, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and like so what's
How does that add up? How does that make 10,000?
Well, we also have shipping. Shipping is gonna be to ship out like 100 books is gonna be like over 500, and then we gotta buy envelopes. What?
Gib,
Hmm?
am I failing to communicate something
Well,
here?
they mentioned the artist was $9,000,
Okay.
which is the
All
bulk
right.
of it.
I'm not saying
but
you should not. No, I'm not saying like you should not get that much. What I'm saying is, if you sell 100 books at $25 a piece, that doesn't make 10,000.
We're not selling 100 books. We're printing 100 books.
So you're selling less than 100 books. So it's even less. What? How does that make? That doesn't get you $10,000. Am I losing my mind?
Well, I think, Ben, you're thinking like people on the Kickstarter will pay just for the book. I feel like there's probably tiers of like higher cost.
There's tiers, yes, where like certain tiers reserve you a copy of those 100, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, there's no we're printing out 100, but there's no guarantee that all 100 will. They're not all gonna be sold during the Kickstarter. The idea that is like I'm gonna have like a supply of these books to sell throughout.
I feel
so when you go to the Kickstarter and you say I would like to support this, I would like a book. There's no guarantee you will get a book.
There's people who will support it, and they're not gonna like. I mean, there's gonna be like I think the lowest you could get is like a digital copy, right, for one of the tiers, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and then and there'll be another tier that reserves you a physical copy.
So you're expecting. Okay, so you're expecting
there's going to be people who are going to support, and they're not going to get a book out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get. Okay, I guess I get. Do you think that most people will support it but not buy a book?
Well, that's where I'm kind of iffy about it. I think the majority of people would want a book. Like they're going to reserve for.
I mean, yeah, right? I would think that like the standard backer would pledge to get the book.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but I think charging 25,000? That's it'd be 2,000.
No, it'd be 2,500. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'd be 2,500, huh?
If 100 people buy a book for $25, that's 2,500.
Right, but there's no guarantee that we're gonna get 100.
Yes, and what I'm saying is that means that
we're not.
Is that the figure that gets you to is not $10,000? That's what I'm saying. Gib, do you understand
You're saying that if you sell them at 25, and that's the tier that gets you the book.
I'm saying that the numbers it sounds like you are expecting to do. The numbers it sounds like you're expecting to do not yield the result that you are suggesting. I don't know.
Okay. Well, there's there's still other things that are I'm included into it, not just shipping, but I have to order a bunch of envelopes, and also labor costs.
That's not you fool. I'm not. Okay. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying.
What are you saying?
I'm not saying no. Your expenses don't justify it. I'm saying.
How do you plan to make that money?
I'm saying that 100 people buying the book doesn't doesn't make the money that you're saying it makes.
So I gotta charge more for the book.
No, I mean, I would say you would either have to. God, well, what do I think?
Well, here's what I think. I mean, depending on how, like, if you don't expect to sell that many, if you're only expecting to, like, hypothetically sell 100 on it, if you're lucky, and you need 10 grand for that, that's going to be difficult unless all of the people are willing to pledge large amounts of money for each book.
Yeah.
If it's possible to sell
there is going to be a
better.
tier higher. There is going to be a tier higher than like the physical book.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. There's going to be like more tiers. There's going to be a little bit more like incentivization.
I think because like the printing of the books is relatively small of a cost compared to paying the artists. I feel like it wouldn't be like too bad to try and print 200 books or like more.
Yeah.
So that there are more books to go around, so that more people can pledge for a book and potentially a higher tier of the book.
All right. You know what? Now that's starting to make a lot more sense. Okay, now that makes a lot more sense about...
Like, the more volume you have, the more of the higher tiers you can get. Therefore, it'll be easier to get it all.
No, I get you, because, like, I did watch other people talk about this, and they say, like, yeah, usually I order, like, 200 or 300. And I never knew why people would order that much. I just assumed, like, wouldn't, like, 100 just be enough? But, like, now I see what you mean.
Well, I mean, you should...
That, like, because
yeah.
The whole idea
I would think
that
you wouldn't decide how many copies you were going to print until after the Kickstarter was done and you like knew how many orders you needed to fulfill, right?
I mean, yeah, and then that would like make the cost of the Kickstarter like lower, right?
Slightly. I
like,
mean, if you're paying the artists 9,000, and that is how much it costs, then that is a fixed fee. They're going to need that money for the art that you're doing, but the number of books needed to print, it's like the larger, like it's not as expensive to get a larger amount of books than it is to pay more artists, you know?
The tier for the physical book would have to go up a little bit. Would have to go up to match like the shipping and the envelope and the labor costs, the packaging, the stuff, right?
I mean, does it not already include that?
No, it is included. It's just that it's all that is included. I just don't have it at 100 books.
Why 100 books?
Okay, because the idea was that like a lot. I sell a lot of the stuff. I do like vending at conventions, so I would sell it there. Or like if people, we'll set up some sort of shop where people could like order it later on. Like let's say that like during the Kickstarter, people don't have like the money to like buy a copy, but like I would have a lot to like sell through the course of the year, right? And of course, all the artists are going to get a percentage of the sales, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So why 100?
I mean, it just seemed like a reasonable number.
Okay. So the goal is to have overstock, so that you'll have stock left over that you can sell.
Yeah, I mean, because if you have overstock, you could sell the book for like cheaper because you're going to sell it in person, right? That's why more people to buy it.
Yeah. So is 100 is like the minimum you want to print? I'm just thinking like, what if you sell 200 books? What if the Kickstarter is a big success and 200 people that buy the book? Then you would print 200, right?
I'm gonna have to grab a quote right now.
Or you would print more. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's like a huge ass success, we're gonna like if people like if people pay for the tier where they get the physical book, they're gonna get a book. We're just gonna like raise the number of orders, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm saying if you sell a lot of books, if it's a big success, then you can buy a bigger print run, and that will lead to the cost per copy going down. If you buy more at a time, right?
Right.
So what point was I trying to make there?
I think I was a bit confused because I thought you said there's going to be 100 and that will pay for the 10 grand like goal, when it's more likely that you would need more than 100 people buying the book to get that high.
I mean, yeah.
Unless the special tier is like pay $500 and you get the super special golden book.
Unless you expect like that, like a majority of the money would be going to some other tier that either like doesn't include a book or includes like a lot is something else. It's a much higher tier that includes a book but also a bunch of other stuff. Like if you think that's where most of the money is going to come from.
Yeah, this is gonna be a big dummy thing to say, but I didn't realize that. Oh yeah, the majority of people would want a physical copy, right?
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm driving at. That's what I'm driving at here.
No, you're right. Well, I mean, this is why it helps that I say this out of the open. I just don't want no one in the comment section to bully me.
Okay, well, sorry, but it's too late. It's too late. Okay. Yeah.
I should. You're right. I should be like order enough that like it would cover for the fucking Kickstarter. Actually, I would find that out right now.
The way that I did mine is I planned like, okay, what's the minimum number of copies that I would want to make, and then I'm like, okay, I'll set the price at that level, and then if it sells more than that, then I print more, and that actually like reduces costs. Actually, it actually makes each copy sold more profitable because the cost per copy goes down if you print a bigger run.
I can't remember how I figured out my Lord of Ghosts one. I think all of the different things, like the plush and the pins and everything, made it more complicated.
Like if your goal is to make $10,000, then I guess you would say like, okay, well each book is going to cost $25, so I need to sell, what would it be, 500? Would it be 500 copies? And that would be like, I mean, you would probably make. Yeah, there will be people that pledge
higher
without
tiers.
buying the book, and there will be people that pledge at higher tiers.
So it may end up to be sort of in the middle, like 350 books you need to print.
Yeah.
In order to cover all the expenses, pay all the artists, get all the money for sending things out, the envelopes and stuff. Because relatively, purchasing lots of books and envelopes is a lot less expensive than paying for art to be made.
Yeah. Hey, what happened to that comic that I executive produced?
Oh, Mimi are still working on it.
Still working on it? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she started a new job, and it's like 36 hours out of the week.
Ah, cringe.
Yeah,
cringe.
It is. It is cringe. I mean, like I don't like. We'll figure something out. I have
What does she need a job for when I'm generously funding her project? When I'm executive, when I'm her producer, right? I can get her an RV, I can get her a gig, I can get her a rap gig in Elko, Nevada. Like what I can do, I can give you everything. We had everything. It all ran like clockwork, but you had to fuck it up. Yeah.
Well, little do we know, she has her own little Ben Saint destroying her career.
I'm a producer. I'm a big money connection.
Big money connection. Hold on.
Well,
I gotta do some fight quick now. Well, this is why I like talking to you guys, because get the brain going.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good to be creative, talking with creatives creatively about stuff, so that we can get the knowledge.
Making content
on
the internet,
guys.
Content guys. We should change the podcast name to Content Guys.
No,
that's awful.
I know. Yeah.
What do you Did you have you seen Yellow Swag's new podcast
with Beetle Moses?
Yeah, with Beetle Moses. They had Vosh on and Turkey Tom.
I saw
at
they
the same
had
time.
No, it's the one after the other.
I saw they had Young Crip on. I saw that.
I think that was like the recent episode.
I saw a clip of that. I haven't actually watched the podcast or anything, but I am aware of it. I didn't know how long it had been going on. Good for them.
God, imagine having like inviting notable people onto your show. Imagine how scary that would be. Imagine if they have an audience. I can't believe anyone would do that.
That would be scary.
Is this a bit?
It's like the. How much would you pay for 60 pages of porno in comic form, clown related too.
Clown related porno. I mean,
if it's like an indie thing that's like that I'm kickstarting, that means I would pay more for it than if I would for like something that I saw in a store.
yeah. I mean, the artists here look very good.
I think
so
$25.
25 to 30. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hoping that Slime and Punishment will only cost something around like $25 or $30. That's going to depend on. It literally depends on whether this stupid lady gets back to me, because her printing was the cheapest, and that was going to make the book cost what I wanted it to cost. If I go with someone else, it might have to cost more, and I really don't want that.
I get that. That'd be fucking annoying, right?
Gotta keep those costs low. You gotta pass that savings on to the consumer, baby.
God, I'm so done. I never want to make a physical comic ever again.
I can't wait to.
I mean, I'm planning to do like one Kickstarter after another right now, as an effort to like keep paying my fucking rent.
I will be very excited if the Slime and Punishment succeeds. I'll be really hyped. I'll be really hyped to get a bunch of books and put them and get a bunch of boxes and put them in boxes and do it hundreds and hundreds of boxes again. Kind of like if it's anything like the Vapors, it'll be like that, but it'll be much harder because I'll have to fold boxes. But I'll do it because I love my fans so much.
You kiss
I do
each
anything
envelope
for them. Mm-hmm. And I'll put a little smiley face, just like SpongeBob. Making that Krabby Patty in the cook-off against Neptune when he put the little smiley faces on the pickles and he covered them with a cheese blanket and he gave him a little kiss. That's me putting together my Kickstarter reward boxes when you buy things from me.
Such a sweetheart.
Exactly.
Such a sweet little guy. Come here.
That's me.
Breaks your neck. Snap.
Just think about bunnies. Just think about the bunnies, Lenny. Just you little sweetheart.
Did you guys ever see like the previous porn comics that I made?
I think I saw one of them.
I saw some
like these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see the whole
ones
thing.
are gonna look like this. They're gonna look like this. These are like 8x11, which is a very like weird. It's kind of when the site that I'm using doesn't have that as an like default option. You have to like custom it, and I just kind of chose that because like I'm already drawing it by 8x11 because like so are like the Villainverse copies.
I was going through my bookshelves during the move and I found my Villainverse books and I carefully tucked them away. Friggin' not only did the Lord of Ghosts sheet cover lose one of his button eyes, I dropped the Lord of Ghosts book and it creased the cover for a minute. I managed to uncrease it and it looks fine, but like,
ooh,
oh no, the structural integrity. It could happen again. It could happen again, and then it might not be uncreasable. No.
Structural integrity. Oh, the structural integrity.
Oh, gotta protect that. Gotta protect that book's structural integrity. There's only one. It's the autographed. It's got the little Phantom Horn Virginia inside of it. It's one of a kind.
Mm-hmm.
It's a collector's item.
Gotcha.
No, I'm ill. I'm sick.
One of the tier options I had in mind was a thank you page at the end. You put your fucking name.
Yeah. That's sort of stuff's easy.
Yeah, I would put like anyone that pledges like $5 or something. I would put them on a thank you page.
Oh, I was gonna charge him more for that.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you could. Yeah, I mean, sure.
I mean, what
depends.
I did is that the size of your donation to the Kickstarter increases the font size in the back of.
Don't.
So I did. That's what I did. So people
Wait, how
who
much
pledged at all get a little mention, and then people who pledge big have huge letters, and they're so cool.
Well, Cheesy, you have in one of those villain verses, you drew me, right? You drew my little guide because I bought something. I don't remember how much it cost me.
It was I think it was how much you pay me on Patreon. Although like I kind of changed that now. So like because I only have like 9 spots, and every time like it becomes more than like 9 people who are paying me that amount.
Mm.
I like raise up the amount you need to pay me to keep you on that page.
Yeah. I would say like something like that for someone that pledges like $100 or whatever, and then maybe a page of thank yous with everyone in a little name, just one all on one page, hopefully hundreds of names all on one page in small font for like everyone who pledges like $5. Like
I need,
no reward tier.
I need the joke tier one, which is
the like one that's like $10,000.
If you give me 4,000, I just put your name entirely in one page. just the whole thank you just has your name. That's it. No one else's fucking name is on it.
I have a question. Yes. So these clowns, okay. they're fucking, right? They're fucking.
Yes, there's a lot of clown fucking.
Fucking dudes? Are they fucking dudes?
They are fucking dudes.
Is it a specific dude, or are any of them like fucking a generic
All
dude?
those stories are different. I'll tell you that much.
I was just thinking, if there's one with like a generic like guy with no face, which is sort of a thing in porn, you could one tier. It's like if you pledge $1,000, like I'll put your face on the generic.
I'll
like
doodle your face on your copy.
Yeah.
Maybe for the next one I'll do something like that.
Okay,
that's a pretty funny idea. Well, the thing is that I do that in my story.
Yeah.
My story, my comic is POV style. So you're like fucking Bongo in my story. You're like giving it to her.
I like it.
You should have a little. You should have a page where it's like an outline on the page saying "Place penis here for maximum immersion."
it's like the page has like a little dotted line outline. Yeah. Place penis on page.
You know the Captain Underpants like flip-o-rama thing? I should do that.
Yes.
Like flip this really quick if you want to see this character fuck.
Yeah,
I'll do that for the next one. Oh my god, it's perfect.
Makes sense, honestly. Makes sense for
that
context of sex.
I'll call it Faporama.
Faporama. You flip the pages and you can do it like at your own pace. You can get faster and faster.
If this blows out, yes, or maybe I should maybe instead of setting it to a number, it's just like how many orders I get ultimately. And okay, you know what? I think I could map this out. You guys have helped me. I appreciate it.
No, I'm trying to looking out for you. Listen, use my experience.
I'm looking out for the little guy.
I'm old and I know and I have wisdom. Use my ancient wisdom.
Famous Kickstarter King Ben Saint.
That's right. That's correct.
I'm telling.
The bathroom.
All right.
I need to go to the bathroom really quick. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Sorry.
Ben was never seen again.
Ben died. He shit himself to death, just like Elvis.
He shit and he puked. And all of the liquids left his body at the same time, and he turned into dust, and he flew away.
Gabe, could I ask you a question?
Yes.
If you had the power to turn one random woman in the world into, like, a giant, like, amoeba slime that just doesn't think or anything, he just turned into slime instantly, which woman would you pick?
So, wait, I choose a woman and she turns into a non-thinking giant slime woman?
Okay. She turned into an amoeba, basically. Like, a human-sized amoeba, but it's like a slime. It's like, it's like slime. It's like... You basically turn into a blob. And it doesn't, like, think. It's like a non-thinking...
I mean, why would I want to do that to anyone? That sounds horrible.
Okay,
if
but
it's
if you
non-thinking,
had to choose...
I was like, if I had to turn one, Liz Truss, the hopeful conservative leader of the fucking Tory party, I'd turn her into a blob.
I would pick Nancy Pelosi, I think, as to turn into a slime, like in the middle of a speech. I think that'd be the perfect time, like because people will see it and people will freak the fuck out.
See, that's the reason. It'd be so fucking cool. Oh.
Well, because it'll be good fucking riddance, you know. It's like the Death Note, but with slime. Instead of death, you turn to slime. The slime note.
I'm just imagining the Death Note like anime where he's writing furiously in the pen, and instead of watching all of the prisoners get heart attacks, they just turn into slime and explode, splatter everywhere. It's just so goofy.
I wish I knew what the Japanese word for slime was. And they just start calling him, instead of Kira, they start calling him that.
Gooper?
Gooper. The Gooper strikes. This is L's most deadliest case yet. Who is
Goopa with an A. Goopa.
Goopa. I used to know a girl back in middle school named Kira. She was like Asian, and
Did she have a Death Note?
No.
Dang.
All
Missed
she had
out.
was crippling depression. JK, that's not true. I don't know. I don't know about that. I think for the Kickstarter I might stick it for like just depending how many people like pledge, that's how many I'll order.
Yeah. Like just have it open as like a tier, because presuming that this is what I did for Lord of Ghosts, I would figure out like roughly how much a single book would cost to create. Mm-hmm. It's usually going to be less than $25 if you're making 100 of them. But just check so that you have the tier that gets the book, the lowest tier, and just make sure that one pledge to that tier will cover the cost and mailing of that book. So that it doesn't matter how many pledges you get, you can still cover all the costs at the end.
That makes sense. I think I'm gonna have to really zone in and like pick a number here.
Number munching was really stressful for me, but it was very important, because if I didn't number munch, I wouldn't know how high to put the goal or where the stretch goal should go. And I don't think it would have worked if I didn't think about it a lot.
No, I gotcha. I kind of have. All I have is like 2 weeks to like figure this out, and I don't want anyone to get screwed. I already promised everyone like 3,000, and I think 3,000 is a decent amount. I think some artists get paid more than 3,000, like at a professional industry level.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah,
mass producing comics is so like difficult, which is why it's not done on an indie scale quite so much.
I mean, my dream is that if this gets like popular enough, that I get approached by some like publisher, and they could handle like printing out future volumes, and then the next Kickstarter would be like half as cheap. Right? Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping for. Not that I might try another Kickstarter for like the Clarissa Gunsmoke when I finish that, and be like, hey, it's a cowgirl. I'm gonna make it's my other comic, and then maybe I feel like if I have that, I don't need to do a Kickstarter to try and get it published. I could go to publishers and say, look at my work. They'll probably say, nah, who cares? But if I do have a Kickstarter, I guess I can say, well, I got this many sales, so what are you gonna do about that?
It's really tough right now to like get anything like printed, because there's like a paper shortage, and a lot of these industries are still recovering from everyone's like recovering from the pandemic, and what the fuck else was I gonna say? Back when I interned, I noticed that a handful of like the things they published like had Kickstarters, and the idea is that you kickstart the book to kind of like make sure like any loss the publisher will get is covered through the Kickstarter.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Is that why they would say yes to it? I thought it was more like if it's like shown to be
also if they like the book.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, okay, it has to be popular, but because I'm thinking of one specific like series where when I picked it up, I saw that it's like, oh, this was made with Kickstarter. But I remember like reading the pitch for it, so I was like, I assume it's a combination of them liking the book, but also the Kickstarter like covering for losses.
Yeah, like having some sort of security for the publisher to say, yeah, we'll try this.
I mean, I think what the go-to is that like if it's like popular enough, you can like approach publishers about it. Oh man, I really want to like talk.
You talking about a Kickstarter book?
The idea of like using Kickstarter to get a publisher interested in your work.
Yeah. Because I just mentioned about how like they told me that like certain Kickstarters are made to like make sure that any losses the publisher is gonna get is like covered by the Kickstarter. Yeah, I mean,
isn't that like
what?
Wasn't Mighty Number 9 something like that? Like they didn't like the amount of money that they raised on Kickstarter was like definitely not what actually funded the game.
Yeah, it was like, wasn't it that Mighty Number 9 was like half of it?
I don't remember.
I mean, I heard that before. I mean, I know that was the case with like Shovel Knight. Was that like the Kickstarter was gonna pay for half of it, and the other half would be like a publisher, or I don't know. Forget whatever the fuck they're called in video games.
I don't know. As long as you fulfill the promises you make on your Kickstarter, I mean, I don't see any reason why a publisher can't also contribute.
Yeah, I mean, my goal is that I'm hoping this becomes popular enough that if there's a volume 2, we'll have like a publisher who'll cover like half of the cost, and then the Kickstarter could just focus on getting like the artist paid. Because I do want, I would want the 3,000 to be consistent. Would it, so like it never feel like anyone's getting jibbed, and like if we do get like a publisher, like set it up where like artists get like royalties for their story continue to be published, you know. Yeah, it's a lot of fucking wishful thinking.
I wish I had a publisher. That
that shit's tough. The only recent success story that I fucking heard was what's the name of the guy who created Mr. Boop?
Oh, Alec Robbins.
Yeah, Alec Robbins. Yeah, because he self-published the first like he self-published like all the Mr. Boop comics, and then he got picked up by a publisher. But the publisher, instead of doing like separate books like he did, they just published the one collection together. And I've seen that like done before. Like there's a comic that I like called Capra that like originally they were gonna be published through like because the guy was making the comic for like years now, and he was just self-publishing. Like he had this whole system on Etsy where people would join like a subscription on Etsy, so these are the people guaranteed to get copies once they're finished. And he did Image Comics, but then he left Image Comics. Well, he decided he didn't want to do like single issues through Image Comics because he fucking during the pandemic he fucking saw Todd McFarlane like try to do a Kickstarter for a Spawn figure, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? I thought you had a whole ass company that handles this. And you're fucking doing a Kickstarter for a Spawn figure. That's kind of like iffy. So
I just looked up. I just Googled Mr. Boop to see if like if there was like a Kickstarter for it or anything. And I found an article about it, and it includes this photo and caption of cartoonist Alec Robbins eating Chipotle while dressed as Sonic the Hedgehog.
Photo courtesy of Alec Robbins, amazingly.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, good.
Base King Move. His collection is published by Silver Sprocket, and they're the same company who published Pinky and Pepper Forever.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, they were actually the publisher I was gonna try to approach for the comic that
Pinky and Pepper was made by that girl. Right?
They transitioned to a man recently, as of last year. They go by Eddie Adams now.
Eddie Adams. What name did they used to go by?
Well, their dead name is Ivy Adams.
Oh, God, I thought you were going to say they were dead. I thought you were saying, like, they died.
No, they're still alive.
They were in, like, a car accident and they got, like, brain damage or something, right?
They had an accident because they were on one of those, like scooter things that you could pay for. And they did get, I think they did get some brain damage or something. I mean, I talked to them before and after
Right.
Or no, wait. I think I only ever talked to them. Actually, I can't remember.
I'm sorry. Wait, you say it again. What was the dead name? Because
Ivy Adams.
Yes. Okay, I remember.
Right.
Now
Yes.
they're Eddie. Okay.
They go by Eddie Adams now.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay. That was the Pinky and Pepper person.
Yeah, they're the one who did Pinky and Pepper, which is a good ass book, by the way. If people out there haven't read it. But yeah, I was gonna approach Silver Sprocket about the Mimiori comic. I mean, like, I kind of do want to do a thing like Mr. Boop where it's like all online and you could like I mean, read it for free and buy it too, or maybe do a Kickstarter deal where like we cover half of it and they cover the other half. It's all like so. It's also like hard and you don't exactly know what you're gonna get because there's so many like fucking like you guys ever heard of there's like a manga called Devil's Candy, and it was like it used to be a webcomic.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, and it's a really good looking comic. Like it looks like a manga, right? And they were just self publishing their webcomic, and up until recently they got a deal with like Viz Media, and now they have like tonkobons of like their webcomic, and like it's just publishing. It's just a physical copy of the webcomic you can read for free, but you know, like that's a whole nother market you're entering now because like not all people who read manga are gonna read webcomics, right?
It's so hard to make ends meet. You may as well end it all.
True.
I can't end it all. I have shit to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Busy.
You might as well end some of it.
No.
End
Continue
something.
everything.
Yeah, cut off your leg every year. You're not living.
Cut off your leg
art.
every year, and it'll grow back.
That's true.
See, this
right.
is why I make 5 comics at the same time because it's all me throwing different things out there. Like, let's see what catches on.
Yeah, I'm kind of bad about that. I'm like focused so creatively, like on one thing. I'm like, Clarissa Gunsmoke's the coolest thing ever. Very, very slowly making progress on it, and eventually it'll be a thing. And then, if nobody cares, I'm like, okay, duh, and then I start something new. But like, I could be like throwing stuff out there that's like less focused, not like worse, but like I have so many ideas, and I'm like in my head, I'm like, okay, I'll do them one at a time. And I'll build up a huge repertoire of cool comics that I have. I guess I'm just doing it too slow. I gotta be, like, throwing them. I gotta be throwing them around.
Hey, what? You know how I said that my internet's really bad and sometimes it stops working? And I can't... Well, okay, get this. It's happening right now. I can't load any websites. It tells me I'm not connected to the internet.
That's silly, because I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm in the call. I'm in this call on the internet. What?
That's weird.
I can't load Imgur. I can't load Imgur. It thinks I'm... No internet. Try... What the fuck?
Someone's lying.
Someone's lying.
Maybe Discord is taking all your bandwidth.
Maybe.
That would be... Because Discord takes like a lot of space on your computer. I noticed.
I just don't understand. I just don't.
Okay, so anyway, I'm doing this Kickstarter on the 19th. So watch out. Watch out, gamers.
On the night, yes. That's 13 days after voting day here in Boston. We gotta vote for governor, I think? We gotta vote for someone.
We voted for governor like a couple months ago.
We voted for mayor a few months ago. Now we gotta do the governor, I think. I'm so sick. I'm literally sick and tired.
Oh boy. Yeah, being an artist is hard. I wish there was a way for me to, like, I don't know, gamble my art using a volatile currency or something.
If only I could, you should mint every page of the comic as an NFT. You should mint every individual pixel of every page as an NFT.
I wonder...
that's like 1 billion NFTs.
And if you increase this canvas size, like change the DPI, there's more pixels to go around. There's more things to mint.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
On tier 5 of Clown Milk, you get to choose which page you want to mint.
I know how you can hit. You can hit $10,000 by selling 100 copies. If you also pay extra, you get an NFT of the book. You get the physical book. This NFT is a receipt for the physical book. If the book is destroyed, you will retain the NFT. Therefore, it's
protected forever. You can still read the comic. Well, you can, but you can only.
You can't read it. It doesn't contain the book, but I minted my whole family as NFTs, and even though my house burned down and they all died tragically, it's actually fine because I still retain the asset.
They live eternally on the blockchain.
They live eternally on the blockchain. Exactly.
Selling my deceased family members as NFTs to pay rent.
You should have as many children as possible. So if you're low on cash,
so you can mint all of them.
You mint, and as you mint their child, they're turning into pixels and they're getting sucked into the computer. And they're like, no, Dad, what's going on? I'm scared.
Father, help,
please.
Father, help.
Father, help.
Beautiful.
Sorry, Ben Jr. But we really need we really fucking need HBO Max, and I'm low on cash right now.
Don't put me in the blockchain.
No, don't put me in the blockchain. Please don't put me in the blockchain.
I'm just imagining loads of children in little crates connected by chains that are suspended in some weird Homestuck Durst bed thing. You know those chains?
Oh yes.
That's what the blockchain is.
I'm picturing it at the end of Scott Pilgrim when Gideon has all the women in those pods.
Yeah,
it's like that. I don't know. You're frozen in stasis.
Interesting.
I guess there's no chain there. No, the Durst chain is a better example. What do we think? I think we want to maybe call it here. We've been going for a long time.
I think we're good right here.
Yeah. We had and you know what? No voicemail. We're free of the curse of voicemail.
Yeah, they're dead. We've already answered the questions. We can just stop.
We can stop anytime we want.
Now you gotta bring back topics to replace voicemail.
After the voicemails, we start a topic.
We kind of did that.
Today's topic is 8-hour videos.
8-hour videos.
8-hour videos. Like them? Hate them?
Only when they're 8 hours, 8 minutes, and 88 seconds. Wait, you can't have 88 seconds.
Oh no!
You know what?
Yeah.
Sucks.
So they're bad.
Okay,
they're all bad.
It's gotta be 5-hour videos that are
exactly.
That are
so you can play little number games.
55 minutes and 55 seconds. Perfect.
Yeah.
Ruining the bit by making it 8 hours. But no, by making it 9 hours, 28 minutes, and then plus.
I can't do the math in my head.
29 minutes and 28 seconds, which would be equivalent to 8 hours, 88 minutes, and 88 seconds, I think. So.
Look forward to
it doesn't make any sense.
Look forward to my 5-hour response to Uniquenameosaurus in defense of NFT video.
You should make a response.
You should make an 8-second response.
Yeah. You should go through it. No, you should go through it frame by frame and do EFAP.
like an
EFAP Jenny Nicholson 29-hour response to the 8-hour video. Easy. All right. Yeah, let's call it. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna go lie down. Any
final plug. Do your plug
thoughts.
If you got
okay.
plug.
Look up. You need to look up my NSFW account, which is Creamy Pasta TC. That's where I'm gonna announce the Kickstarter. I mean, I also recommend following Galactaby and Super Spo because they're gonna also make their own announcement for it when the day comes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The 19th. You said it's dropping on the 19th.
19th is when the Kickstarter starts. We're gonna run it for 30
Rad.
days, baby.
Rad.
Mm-hmm.
Sick.
And patreon.com/the Pro Crastinators. Bonus episodes.
Bonus
and
content.
stuff.
The Bencast Ben commentary should have been called the Com-Ben-tary, but oh well.
Ben
Didn't.
comes? And Terry?
He meant my own video, yeah.
Ben
yeah.
comes men?
Don't.
Ben
It's like
comes
Terry?
because of.
Kamala Harris said, don't commentate that Bencast, Ben.
Wow.
No one will watch it. But she was wrong, and the
Well, I'm
fans are
gonna
pouring
come.
in. The Patreon is exploding. Okay, and maybe we'll fix the voicemails soon. Maybe not. It depends how I feel.
If
Depends on
you
my mood.
donate more to the Patreon, the voicemails will most likely get fixed.
If you donate a lot to if you pay me $1,000, I will never fix the voicemail, and they will stay dead forever. So, it's like send me money and say whether you vote for fix the voicemails or don't fix the voicemails. So we'll have it'll be like a race. Whichever side gets more money, that's what I'll do.
Hell yeah. As it should.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think that's it. End of the episode. See you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Ben saying pussy bitch, licking my tango, he's a big bad bitch. Ben saying is a rat with a plan, working for the IRS clan, reporting tax crimes, fast acts owed to the man. We never liked Trixie too much, she's a clown, but now Ben's clowning around, he's obsessed. The show Trixie notices your boy, you're flailing, failing out, choking on soy. Take a step back, take a deep breath, in the States all of us are drowning in debt. Why'd you have to cry? Why'd you have to make it worse? I hope Ben stays cool, sleeping dead in the hearse.